You, you guys hear me? Oh, dude, all I know is, man, I'm going to fall asleep later. Go take a nap. I almost didn't even make it to the stream. I said I was gonna do it, but man, my alarm went off. I was like, nope, I'm going back to sleep. Then I realized, oh damn, oh it's 5 p.m. for them. PK, they're like they're 14 hours ahead of us. Yeah, I'm getting ads in my own server. Yep, this is bigger than Aimer. MPO is one of the biggest tournaments other than MSC and the M Series World Championships. MPO is the next biggest tournaments. This is the tournaments people keep wanting me to host watch party, but the only issue is that I never knew that I didn't need approval. So what I heard from Badcat was Badcat's like one of the top staff in A. She told me that all I needed to do was just all I need to do is just sign the application. And once I sign the application, I don't need approval. I was like, what? Come on, man! I signed the application a long time ago. I never knew it, but it's okay. Glad that glad she closed things up. That's a monster. He's like, "Come on, you trolling us." She's like, "You trolling us, man." Yeah, this whole time I could have been streaming all the tournaments, except for Aimer. Aimer is different. I think Aimer they told me I needed permission, so it's not like MPO because the Aimer is run by different organization. Well, it said it was gonna start at 3 a.m., but now it's saying starting at 3:15 p.m. So I guess we're gonna have to wait another 12 minutes. So this is the time where all my friends be playing no, huh? I hop on at this time. There's so many people on everyone at night house. Sheesh. Be right back. Yo, what's up, man? You're up early, man. No, man. I'm not playing right now, man. I'm gonna restream. I'm gonna restream the finals or the lower bracket finals. Maybe is this lower bracket finals? I don't know. Who won last year? Um, Shoot, I forgot. I forgot who won last year. But I think Aurora Gaming won the World Championships. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Mhm. Mhm. Probably won't. Probably won't be as loud today. There's still people sleeping. All right, here we go. And make sure y'all can hear. Midnight used to be my coach. They made ML to like a anime.
with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok.
Man, I didn't even have to wake up this early, bro. I could have probably waited until the actual match start.
Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Hey, you. Did you know men have 1.4 times weaker scalp?
Get a shampoo that's 100% made for men. Supercharge with clear.
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times.
Alright, I'm gonna play a match in ML while we wait.
Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Stop and pull over. Your scalp gets 1.5 times sweatier.
For cooling power, supercharge with clear.
Paano ko kaya sila masusuportahan ngayon ng mas maayos? Kailangan ko ba magpalit ng strategies? Nagagampanan ko kaya ng maayos ang role ko? Will I be able to meet their expectations? We have to prove them all wrong. It's time to win.
Oh, it's so cold too. It's cold in my room. This is the final for lower brackets. Whoever wins this goes against TOPH. If they made a Mobile Legends anime like this, I'd probably watch it. This actually looks pretty cool.
with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to
season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Infinix, the official gaming phone partner, the power behind every madlang gamer. Smart, the simply reliable connectivity partner of the MPL. Our partner in esports, Clear Men. And our strategic partners, TT Racing, Theory, and SIP. Don't miss any MPL action by following our official Facebook and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow MPLPH on TikTok for more content. Catch the MPLPH Season 17 playoffs live at the San Juan Arena. Grab your tickets now via the official MPLPH website, Palag na to! MPL Philippines is monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusement Board.
Face ng ating best of 5 ngayong araw na ito para sa ating upper bracket finals. Wala pa namang malalaglag
Yeah, this song actually sounds good.
Mga sinubukan, paulit-ulit lang tumatakbo sa isip ko, walang nagbago. Kahit ikaw ay mahahanap pa rin kita, bituin humihina sa iyong mga mata, sa aking alaala. O masakit na malimutan ka, hirap akong tumatakbo. O at
Yo, what's up, Perk? Sorry, guys, I wasn't reading chat.
o kahit saan man magpunta, hilo
You can barely hear anything?
tumatakbo.
Yeah, how about now?
Kay sarap sa pakiramdam na kasama ka.
Sorry, I wasn't reading chat.
O kay sarap sa
I was playing it now while I'm waiting.
pakiramdam na kasama ka. Kay sarap sa pakiramdam na kasama ka. O kay sarap sa pakiramdam na. Ooh. O masakit na malimutan ka, hirap ako tumatakbo. O at dala pa rin kita, o kahit saan man magpunta, hilo ako tumatakbo. Thank you. What's up, MPL? Make some noise, everybody. Coming up palang off to Neverland, I just want to introduce the band real quick. Ako nga pala si Tim. This is Vince. To my left, bass, Mikey. Drums, Ian. Again, we are Off to Neverland. Follow nyo po Facebook page namin, Off to Neverland or Off to Neverland Music. Nasa Spotify na rin po kami. Thank you so much for inviting us. Super excited kami para sa MPL, guys. Sana excited din kayo. Excited ba kayo lahat? Yeah! This next song is our latest release. It's called Boombox. Hope you love it. Let's go! If you wanna dance, come over here. Now don't be scared, I'll lead the way. And if you wanna take me back by tomorrow noon, I'll be waiting here, cause waiting ain't a lot to do. I'll be waiting with my heart in my hand, with the boombox on my shoulders that's there. Come on down.
can talk to me. You can open up your heart. We can see where we can be. Come on down. Got the door for me, so you can see what's in my heart. Just tell me when and then I start. Yeah. If you can't hear me, I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling down, down, down. But I don't worry, 'cause when you're with me, I feel like I'm 2 feet off the ground.
Yep. This is the they normally do openings before the matches start. Damn, I'm getting ads in my own YouTube.
And if
I'm
you
watching my
wanna
phone, so I'm
see
getting
me
ads too.
fight tomorrow noon, I'll be waiting here, 'cause waiting ain't a lot to do. I'll be waiting with my heart in my hand, with a boombox on my shoulders. Let's dance. Come on down. You can talk to me. You can open up your heart. We can see where we can be. Come on down. Got the door for me, so you can see what's in my heart. Just tell me when and then I stop. Come on down. You can talk to me. Oh, you can open up your heart. We can see where we can be. Come on down. Got the door for me, so you can see what's in my heart. Just tell me when and then I'll start. Thank you, MPL. Good night.
MPL Superfans are performers brought us to Neverland. Give it up for Off to Neverland! Welcome to the Champions Arena. I got so hyped. I love the music that they played today. Hello! Hello, welcome to the Champions Arena. Please introduce yourselves again.
Hi, we're off to Neverland. We're a band from Marikina. I'm Vince. This is Tim, Ian, and si Mike.
Okay, they're from Marikina. It's nice having you here. We enjoyed your music so much. But I want to know, kamusta naman? How does it feel to be here in San Juan Arena for the playoffs?
Saya kasi hindi namin naakalain na makakapag-play kami sa isang esports event. Ano siya, bago siya sa amin.
Wow. And ako bilang ML player din, it's nice to be here. Dati nanonood lang ako ng live stream, so finally I can watch the live event.
And speaking of guys, how does it feel that you're one of the few artists who gets to experience na kayo ang nag-joins ng world of esports and music here in one stage?
We feel so honored. Ang pinaka nagustuhan ko rin sa gaming community is how games bring people together like all of us here tonight. Sa OPM din, ganun. So it's a nice feeling na napagsama rin yung OPM pati yung gaming industry.
It's nice to have you here, guys. Alam nyo, nakakatuwa lang din. Katulad ng sinabi nyo. And si Ian na naglalaro ng ML. Ano ba yung main hero mo?
Angela?
Angela!
Joed!
Drummer na Angela, man. So, where can we find your music? Saan ba namin pwedeng pakinggan ang pinlay nyong music and yung mga nirelease nyo pa?
Yeah, so pwede na kami i-follow sa internet, Off to Neverland Music, Off to Neverland Music PH. Marami na kami na-release, especially yung latest single namin, Boombox, sa lahat ng music streaming platforms. And stay tuned lang kayo sa page namin for any gigs and updates.
I love it. I love their music. Boombox, new music. Ladies and gentlemen, off to Neverland! Show them some love, MPL Superfans. Maraming salamat muli. If you guys enjoyed their performance, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy what's in store for the playoffs day 4. At kung hindi pa kayo nanonood live here at the San Juan Arena, then this is your sign. And today, we will also find out which legacy will endure in the lower bracket finals sa pagitan ng ONIC Philippines at Team Falcons. Who will be the last grand finalist? Mamaya lahat ng yan, ako po si Denise. This is your host, Thea. And this is your very own Odin. Samahan nyo kami dito lamang sa tahanan ng pinakamalalakas. Ito ang MPL Philippines Season 17, the playoffs. Up to Neverland. When I say lakas ng Pinas, you say palag na to. Lakas ng Pinas, palag na to!
I don't know how to say that.
Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. Welcome. It's the lower bracket finals here. We're ready to kick it off. Thank you so much. We had an amazing night last night. Over here on the English stream, it's going to be me, Naisu, Brigida, and Midnight. And over on the Tagalog desk later, we'll have...
Uwami pa rin kasama si Hans and Joshi and Naisu. Magandang hapon din sa iyo.
Thank you. Salamat. Okay, also, before we talk about the matchup, MPL Philippines, of course, is monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusement Board. Thank you so much for that. Now, also, if you guys want to join us, as you heard, we've got a special discount for you guys going on right now. If you've been waiting to sign up for the MPL playoffs live, we've got massive discounts. You can secure your day 3 tickets, Brigida.
Yep, for an absolute steal at only 150 pesos down from 300 pesos initially. And for the Epic Day 4 lower bracket finals, tickets are down to 350 from 500 pesos.
Yep, big matchups, biggest savings. Score those seats right now by heading over to ph-mpl.com/tickets. Kita Kits Dito.
Hey. You know what? I'm never going to live it down. I hear your voice from yesterday. We were sharing the desk yesterday.
Yep.
I know you guys felt the same over there. What a day yesterday was. I mean, it almost felt like a final day already yesterday.
Man, it was an emotional roller coaster yesterday. Ang dami nating nakitang bukod sa malulupit na action, ang dami na nating nakitang nawala. Nagsisiiyakan ng mga tao kagabi, ang dami din naghihiyawan. But man, looking at the players right now, half of the people are gone dito sa ating graphic dito.
Yeah, when you think about it, this is crazy. There's a 4-time hopeful, of course, one of the leaders, yung Team Liquid Philippines nakarating na dun sa Grand Finals. And I'm just wondering kung sino pa dun sa 2-time, 1-time, and 3-time hopeful sa mawawala after today.
And for this series, Falcons versus ONIC Philippines. Isang tanong ang
This is gonna be a good match. Falcons versus ONIC.
Sino ang pipigil sa rumaragas ang Carl TZ na 6-time hopeful para dito sa MPL Philippines? Because this time, may isang tutungo ng Paris at may isang malalaglag.
Yep, and we have a best of 7 to finally decide that this time
Wait.
around. So
Wait, we got a best of 7?
Yung gabi natin, or I think that's what
Yeah,
we
these are all
now
Filipino
hoping
teams.
to see at least for tonight.
Yeah.
These are the powerhouses of PH.
Channel ang Inner Brigida curse through. Na kung saan makakita tayo ng 7 games. Kasi ito lang yung series natin today bago tayo magtungo sa Grand Finals bukas na kung saan naghihintay.
Oh, it's a best of 7. Okay.
Final boss.
Yeah, the final boss, Team of Liquid Philippines. I think for a lot of people too, there was 2 kind of clips going around after last
Yep.
night.
Hopefully it goes the full. Hopefully it goes the whole 7 matches, man. I'm trying to see something. I hope it don't go to a sweep.
The Sansan duo making things happen. Carl TZ going from somehow a 0 and 4-0 and 5 Lancelot into getting a Maniac. I mean, there were so many good things to catch yesterday. That's what's waiting for one of these 2 teams, either Team
semifinals.
or ONIC. Can they surpass the legacy? Both of them have already been champions of the world at one point. They've accomplished so much, but now they've got to make something new happen. They've got to surpass that legacy.
Oh yeah, definitely. And para sa mga manlalaro na makikita natin sa laban na ito, at tila ba'y naglalaro sila sa anino ng mga nauna sa kanila. And I think most mababanggit natin dito would be Savero dahil hindi naman natin mapagkakaila na yung pinalitan niya sa loob ng ONIC Philippines ay isa sa mga pinakabatikan na gold laner sa buong mundo.
I would say these 2 players na posible nating makita with Team Falcons having
Both these are both champions.
Ay mga mga foundations, hindi lang ng
All
kanya nilang
champion
koponan,
teams
but
versus each
also
other
for the
now.
entirety of MPL Philippines. Champions in their own right, performance-wise, stats, nandun talaga sila sa taas.
Yeah, maganda yung binanggit ni Hans. Aside from the removal of the TZ mantle na kung saan gustong buuin ni Kyle at ni Flap yung kanilang storya, marami din talagang naging past history ang Team Falcons na kailangan nilang i-override ngayon, even on the side of ONIC Philippines. Pero ito, yung isang kailangan nilang override, men, yung pag-endure ng greatness.
Yeah. I think it's great that we mentioned the word endure or overwrite rather, because I feel like there's a bit more redemption in terms of the story that you see when it comes to Team Falcons.
Yeah.
Because ONIC definitely they have something to prove, but Falcons, it took them quite some time to get back to where they currently are. So I think this really matters to them. If they have this moment, they definitely want to prove themselves right here and now.
I'm saying we got to go back to the word great for M8 maybe. You know, better than great and then greater than ever is what we had.
Yeah.
And both these players right here have been trying to show us that throughout the season. Of course, the main talking point, I feel like with ONIC Philippines coming into
Yeah.
Season 17 was this import, right? Severo, what he's capable of doing on this kind of lineup, stepping into the shoes. And I think he's done it well. We look at the head-to-head stats here.
And kung babalikan din natin yung naging performance ng dalawang gold laners na to, Super Marco and Savero, somehow they share the same game style. Kumbaga, magpa-farm muna, nandun yung mga pagiging carries nila, Moskov, Kolod, and ang pinaka-unique para dito kay Savero would be the YSS na hanggang ngayon ay 100% win rate pa din. This is the penultimate version ng Golden Royale.
Yeah. And I feel like one step closer sila doon sa mission na yun. It's again overriding greatness. Kasi kung makikita natin doon sa final boss sa grand final, si Carl Easy, yan yung lagi niyang ginagawa every season, overriding his prime. So I feel like for these two players, Savero and Super Marco, they have to go past the bulletproof. They have to go past being the gold standard.
Yeah, and going back doon sa huling beses na nagkita ang mga to, actually yung mga iilang beses na nagkita sila dito para sa Season 17 ay nakalamang ang Falcons sa regular season. Pero pagdating naman dito, sa playoffs, parang bang nagbago, nagkaroon talaga ng 180 twist dahil hindi lamang sila natalo sa upper bracket semifinals. Tandaan natin, it wasn't just a loss, it was a sweep.
Yeah, it was devastating. I was very vocal about this on the English stream yesterday that I was viewing that game. I was a viewer that day, and I was surprised just with a lot of people on the watch party too that, hey, they got swept, and then you see them come back in a better form yesterday to fight to this point to get to the lower bracket final now. So, you know, I'm wondering again, what has Team Falcons prepared for this? Because even yesterday's games alone, there's been a meta shift in terms of some of the priority for heroes being picked up and the choices of even how the maps affect this.
Yeah, but I think we're all really looking forward to this because I believe the last time we saw Falcons actually really make it this far in the playoffs and even go up against ONIC in the playoffs was way back Season 14. And that was when they were still Fnatic ONIC, and they also made it to the upper bracket final. So they're in a completely different situation right now. The opposite, if you may say, because it's an elimination match that they're going to partake in.
You know what, I feel like for both Team Falcons and ONIC Philippines, they thrive when pressure is there. ONIC Philippines, during the play-ins, nakasalala yung buhay nila pero nanalo sila. Team Falcons, when they were in the lower brackets, when they were going up against Smart Omega, they were able to do it and take the victory. So I wonder what's gonna happen.
Well, I hope we have a full series ahead of us here for the lower bracket final. We're gonna throw it over to the on-ground panel to break it down further.
Thank you so much, casters. Welcome to the on-ground panel. Renmore and Wolf back here for this marquee matchup, the lower bracket finals, to fight for the last slot for the grand finals, and of course, MSC at EWC 26. I think we should just go ahead and straight to it. The tactics that they need to do, the Infinix cool tactics, our keys to victory.
For sure. Ang kailangan nila tingnan yung Pakito and Atlas, and I feel like both teams will actually employ. We saw Ogwen as well as Brusco prioritize these heroes just recently, and the Pakito, I believe it will be contested for sure, either denied or picked. Now let's focus on Falcons first. We know na kailangan nila protektahan yung kanilang jungle up against ONIC Philippines dahil mahusay at talagang nakakatakot ang ONIC Philippines kapag nakontrol yung first few minute jungling dahil dun sa orange gambit na nakita natin, pati na rin yung Kikong's gambit. At ito, feeling ko favorite mo to, Renmar. Winning the Golden Royale
means a lot para sa Falcons because this time they can prove that Super Marco pwede rin siyang bumuhat dito. And of course for ONIC, careful around narrow bushes. Nakita naman natin ito kahapon. Ingatan yung mga eskinita kung saan nag-excel ang Falcons dahil related dun sa kanilang magandang box type strategy. If we deny that away from Falcons, ONIC Philippines will have a much better time.
All right, so maybe to help sum it up a little bit, number one, take care of yourself in the river, most likely. Number two, for the picks, Paquito and Atlas, they do really well with messing up boxes for the two teams. You have to watch out for that. And I think, most importantly, for Falcons, you think they have to take better care of their long lanes, their far lanes away from the objectives.
100%. Because I think observable na may map macro na priority yung ONIC recently. Parang yun nakita ko sa kanila, yun yung evolution ng napanood nating games from the regular season now na naglaro sila sa playoffs.
If there's one thing that you have to look out for in terms of a specific pick, is it really Paquito or Atlas? Or do you think that there's one we have to watch out for?
Wow. Apart from the Paquito and Atlas, dahil 100% maabangan natin yan, tingin ko yung palitan ng Leomord at Suyo.
Ah, yes, in the jungle, of course. Let's see what's gonna happen. You see here, behind us, the fans are coming in. So, I think it's time for us to feel the energy in San Juan Arena. Super fan Magingay! All right, Falcons Nest, make some noise! One last ticket to Paris at for MSC at EWC. One last ticket to meet Team Liquid Philippines in the Grand Finals. Let's welcome our teams.
They were brought down to earth, but now they have awoken. Tonight, they seek retribution against the ones who dropped them. At the center of this redemption arc is an all-star Team 1 awardee, the Bulletproof. Flex so hard, everybody wanna fight me. It's Super Marco and Team Falcons! One final obstacle stands between them and the ultimate rematch for the crown. Tonight, they look to ground this Falcon flight once again.
Bila ONIC pagkakandali, jangan semua harap dapat kas.
Under the spotlight, he shines twice as bright. The pressure is gonna prove that once more tonight.
I'm just gonna be hype.
Everybody want a piece of me. It's Severo and ONIC Philippines. To ensure the integrity of the game, please welcome our marshals Nico, Chico, Joshua G, and Luis. Our head referee is the Champ Master Set. Our head coaches are Coach Moody for Team Falcons and Coach Hayes for ONIC Philippines. Who will be the last grand finalist? Will this be Titans in Paris or Rivals in Paris? Champions Arena, make some noise!
All right, it is electric here in the Champions Arena at San Juan, and let's go ahead and reintroduce Team Falcons.
Team Falcons, after losing 0-3 in their opening in the playoffs, have seemed to return yesterday with a much different form. That superior mastery on that box strategy that they've shown us yesterday is something I'll definitely be looking forward to. But just the same, we gotta be careful. ONIC, when activated, they don't let your jungler rest.
The pressure is definitely on in this matchup, especially with Savero from ONIC Philippines bringing the pressure up. This guy has been phenomenal on the gold lane. May it be a reference to Standardemas, to being the standard, the golden standard for ONIC
Yeah.
Philippines. Just one task. It's to ground Falcons once more.
Yep, they're gonna have to clip the wings if they want to.
I never knew.
We've
I mean,
seen
I already
shades of
watched
it
all of the
before, like
matches.
we
I just
mentioned,
didn't
their
stream it.
run through the
But I
regular
never knew I
season,
could stream it.
Team Falcons beat them twice. Then they got swept by ONIC earlier into the playoffs. So, you know, when people were asking me, hey, Maisu, who do you think's going to win this one? I was like, honestly, I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50 for this one. And to kind of get a glimpse at how the players are feeling, let's take a listen and a watch in on the Smart 5G ping test.
Team Gasoline para mahal na tayo. Jungle ako. Wala, talo na to. Ikaw ano mas gusto mo, jungle o mid? Mas importante yata jungle, pare.
Sige, ako na lang magja-jungle, oh.
Patay mo yung blue! Patay mo yung blue! Yeah! Kampi ko yung blues!
Sa lahat ng fans namin, salamat sa pag-suporta. Sana patuloy nyo kami pag-supportan sa sa next season, sa playoffs ngayon. Thank you.
Ano preparation natin sa ONIC, Mark? Preparation namin? Wala, ganun pa rin. Ako bigyan mo na tulog ng 5 AM. Talagang gagandaan namin yung ONIC. Hindi 5 AM, lagi 6 AM. 6 AM. May 6 AM kami guys. Nagpuwet talaga kami parang study namin laro nila.
And that is our Smart 5G ping test. We got a little glimpse at Neverland there.
Yeah.
Joining in on that one.
Hey.
Hey.
I beat them though.
You what? Wait, what? You played against them?
Yeah, I played against them earlier because they said they wanted to try a full game. And so they were looking for participants and I said, okay.
Who do you play?
I played as Brusco.
Yeah. Sorry?
I played as Brusco.
Yeah, but what hero?
What hero?
Gato Kacha.
You played Rome. I thought you played XP.
Yeah, I thought you were playing XP too.
No, what?
Like
Why?
Paquito is so good in the meta. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Phobius, maybe good
Maybe
Dark
you
Wave
wanted
setup.
your own Dark Wave.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know, it's just a good hero.
I just gotta say.
What do you gotta say?
What?
Look at Super Prince.
Okay, let's look at Super Prince.
He feels different today. He has no glasses.
Yeah.
His aura in the player entrance felt like something.
It is good that you pointed it out because I think Super Prince, aside from the gold laner, this guy is going to be a big headache for Team Falcons today because we've all seen the Louis.
Yeah.
We've all seen the clip.
Louis.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Even I like that how people pointed this out, and I'm glad that there's also things going around now using the Infinix liquid cooling beast mode mic checks, right?
Nice.
Because they get the player cams also, and people were talking about this a lot online. Just one, how cool and calm and collected Carl TZ was on the Lancelot.
Yeah.
Even when he was doing like crazy Carl goat things. But then also for ONIC, when they had that team fight not go their way and they actually just lost a really good team fight, like they smiled. They were laughing, they were smiling about it because they just knew that TLPH just happened to play better in that team fight.
Yeah, they just accepted their fate, Yeah. Like what do you do against that? They played a hell of a game, but then Liquid happened. So they were just all smiles.
I hate the joke. I hate the joke about this, but I was laughing too when I saw it because like I was scrolling, I saw a diversion to the lower bracket. I was like, oh my goodness, who made this?
Oh my lord,
who made this? Like, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's ONIC put up a hell of a fight, I will say. This one obviously is clutch for them because they've got to beat a team like Team Falcons, who clearly is on momentum. If we're talking about, from day-to-day momentum, Team Falcons has that right now. I think they also have a little chip on their shoulder because of what happened in the sweep when ONIC took them out like that because, that kind of did them dirty. So let's see how this draft pans out. We're going to jump into game one. Draft again. This is a best of 7 for the lower bracket. I'm so glad.
Best of 7. All right, here we go. Drafty start.
So if it's best of 7, then the map.
Alice and Paquito is meta right now. We're gonna. I wonder if they're gonna ban Paquito or let it slide.
What's the exact rules? So with the map selection,
That's true.
Something
and then
choice
game
selected,
7.
something random.
Yeah, something random, something selection, game 7.
Okay.
Yes, that's about as
and then grand finals.
as great as it comes here, right? So already bans coming through.
Oh, Marcel's already banned.
We're going expanding rivers.
Zushin.
So funny, Falcons banned the Phobius. I thought it was ONIC. Because if I was ONIC, I'm for sure. Yeah.
There you go, Paquito. Paquito is so strong right now.
The Paquito.
Yeah.
I think day 3 and day 4 hurt ONIC more than it hurt Falcons.
It always comes down to this, man, where it's like whatever team makes more errors, obviously, is going to lose. Like that's the nature of most competitive sports.
They're gonna go pick off.
And ONIC was making clear mistakes in some of those crucial moments.
Pick off on the side of Falcons.
Refine some of that.
It's interesting though, because of that, you open the Kalea and potentially No, the Marcel's banned. But yeah, the Kalea gets opened
Kalea
just
Gord.
because of that. And I don't think we've seen the Kalea at all yesterday.
I think it's first time
Yeah.
overall.
Or for the past few. No, I saw it, I think, previously. Just yesterday, it was always a permaban.
Yeah. It's kind of like a Freya situation, you know? It's very hard to like give enemies the Kalea. Now, Gwyn is
Okay,
actually
Claude
finding
is
a way
Lucian,
open
very
still
strong
for Team
picks.
Falcons. This is a very common combo that we might see from Team Falcons. They pick up the Lucian and the Claude on ONIC. Pure comfort for Super Prince and Savero. Now, do you take up the Gwyn? That's the question. I think Gwyn and
Gord
and maybe Arlet or Gord is okay here.
But then ONIC gets
I don't know about Gord
they
though.
are going for that same strategy they revealed in the regular season.
Why not?
Yeah. And then they might just take up King Kong Suyo.
I feel like Gord is too stationary here. He'll get countered. Gwyn can work here though.
You know, that goes in the hands of Super Prince, who is just one of the best players on the Jushin.
Yeah, I was gonna say Valentina, man. She's a much safer pick.
So Suyo's there. Now you've also got a Valentina.
Interesting. They prio the Suyo over the Gwyn. And ONIC, now they don't get their hands on the Suyo. I think that's the main idea. Like, Falcons just want to deny the Suyo against ONIC.
Maybe Khalid?
I think Team Falcons were banking on the idea that when they get the Kalea, ONIC is forced to get the Guinevere.
Yeah.
But then now that they see this, okay, they don't take the Gwyn, we might as well just take the Suyo because it's free.
I think they should pick up the Roamer here.
Harley or do you go Gwyn? That is the
Falcons
question.
already picked up the Roamer.
It's still warranted to go Gwyn here over or the Harley because with the Harley pickup, we might see a lot of like frontline tanks come out from Team Falcons.
Yeah, and at least
Oh, Gato? Okay. Safe pick. I keep forgetting Gato's even a roamer too, so I keep forgetting about that guy.
Huh. They just want to go ahead and secure that. They'll wait on the jungle pick for King Kong. Maybe also just to take the Revitalize since they know there's a lot of regeneration coming in with the Kalea. So let's go and throw
Khalid is strong, but the only issue, he's kind of squishy when it comes to Kalea. But
Thank you so much, Caster. So we're now here in the second phase of drafting. For Team Falcons, gotta say, I love that they, number one, took away the Kalea for Brusco, one of their best picks, and of course, Ogwen, pretty efficient with it as well. Then they paired it up with a Valentina, but they already showed their row mid trio, while ONIC still has a bit of room to adjust.
I think you ban on marksman's here. Uranus, okay. I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if Onyx is gonna ban on Harris.
Meanwhile, for Falcons, hindi pa natin totally sure. Kadalasan hindi pinag-combo ang Kalea plus na Valentina kasi naghahanap ka ng burst. Pero Falcons mahilig talaga sa combo na to. So with the combination of the Suyo, meron na agad silang
I think you ban on Leomord. Ban on Leomord on the side of Falcons.
Playoffs allergy of Falcons towards the Moskov is cured, and they'll probably consider picking it up, unless ONIC decides to ban it, of course. But I wouldn't take it away from Falcons to maybe lean towards a little bit more of a late game marksman, like a carry over the Moskov. But at this point, considering that playing the map looks like will work out well for them,
There you go.
that's an option.
Good read.
They want to consider it, I think.
Yeah. With Leomord being banned, mauubusan ng mga options dito itong si King Kong. Pero
I would say ban Harris, but the only issue is that they had no burst if they go Harris for that Kalea. Maybe carry. I think carry's the safest ban.
I feel like Lancelot might fit in this last pick kung sakali. That means though that they will have to look for a good EXP laner na hindi magbibigay ng magandang ultimate sa isang Valentina. Although the Teresa would be
There you go.
good para sa
Oh,
ONIC.
damn! I'm a good coach. Damn.
So baka mag-settle na lang sila dito with either Alice o kaya naman ng isang clue for ONIC Philippines.
Maybe ban on Fred here.
Go up against a team with an Alice while he was using a Valentina. He ended up getting a highlight, and people realized then that he was the best Valentina in MPL Season 17. But no, I agree, because the pool of EXP lane heroes that don't have big ticket ultimates but still slots in well.
I don't think King Kong would play Frederick though. He's
You really
mean.
have to end up giving a good ultimate to Falcons. So, well, maybe the glue might be an option, but you mentioned the Lancelot.
Oh,
for the
Gwyn is
jungle,
also open
and
too.
ONIC rightfully so takes away the carry.
Oh, there you go. The Frederick ban. Okay.
Instead of the Lancelot, ONIC might end up falling back on an old favorite and the Joy. It's just that with the presence of the Kalea and sure target lockdown, it's going to be a tough game for that Joy if ever.
I think King Kong goes Gwyn here.
Usually you want to pair it with a independent gold laner so that you will now have
Oh, they're gonna go Alice first. Okay.
Alice that we talk about. Now for Falcons, they'll be looking for their shred. Moscow is still open and seems like the best option here. At the same time, I wouldn't mind them going for a Bruno or a Clint even, because he'd combo that up with a Kalea, and you have that synergy.
Speaking of an old combo with a Kalea, I'm wondering, with all of the dashes, they might need more dashes. I was thinking maybe they take a page off of
Lapu?
Savero's book and end up getting a Beatrix. But it covers the damage aspect, but because of the Alice being there, Moskov, as we suggested earlier, should just be the best pick. In terms of the EXP though, kind of tough with the Uranus gone.
Wait, is that a camp? No, yeah, that's a Herod. Okay, I called that out earlier.
Has that synergy with
Arlot?
even when there's no additional stun apart from the Kalea.
Yeah.
So if you're on,
Dang.
you're incentivized
Arlot's a risky move.
or maybe a Nolan so that it will be much faster. I believe that amongst all the choices that we've said, Nolan might be the best.
They do need an early game jungler. They had no kill pressure right now.
This season also. The Harley is
the Harley is open.
Yep. They might end up
Ooh,
settling for that.
Harley might not be bad.
Just want to be able to match the damage that, of course, Falcons would want to go for.
They need early game pressure. They got no early game right now. Nolan, Harley, they gotta go one of those.
The best thing about Harley is that it is really good at starting the fights.
Even Gwen might even be decent, but the only issue is she's kind of weak against.
That can also be said.
No, Gwen's not good here.
Nolan, for example, or Lancelot, but the Harley's just
Yeah, Harley's safest.
to execute. And imagine Dasping the Harley in this stage in the MPL season 17.
I bet they're wondering, how did we get away with that? I bet they were running down a list of junglers as well and thinking, wait, the Harley's open, and they get it. But for ONIC, I have to say, I think they ended up with a lineup that is a little bit more easier to pull off. If you missed it just now, you can go back just a little bit. We do have QR codes that you can scan for a chance to win 1,000 MLBB diamonds. 74% is the super fast prediction for this matchup. Personally, Wolf, I prefer the ONIC lineup. It looks more simple to execute.
I totally agree with you. This Jushin Gaton Kachang with the Harley, he has worked so many
I don't know.
times before.
Falcons draft looks a little scary, man.
Composition of Falcons.
This is a best of 7 lower bracket final.
Dude, the draft just looks so hard to execute. I don't really understand the Arlot pick here.
Here we go, the first game of the lower bracket finals, a best of 7, a ticket to the grand final, and then Paris for EWC on the line here between these two teams who have gone through it time and time again. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, it's been weird to see the 9.1 rating for ONIC compared to Team Falcons with a, I think 4 point something rating. But I guess we get to really see that happen in game because I think Falcons have gotten most of their signature combos as well.
Yeah.
And even heroes specifically for Haji.
I mean, if you look at the heroes of ONIC, like baseline wise, all of their heroes does something really well with regards to their like aspects, right? Like Alice is a big team fight hero. Harley is a good pick-off hero.
Oh, got to. Oh wait, Ogun's gonna get taken down.
And that might be a punish, but Ogun
Oh my gosh. First blood in 1 minute.
Haji too, almost.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, ONIC heroes are good at what they do. But meanwhile, on the side of Team Falcons, like you kind of have to farm up. You gotta need to get your items. You do specific things based on your timings, right? So ONIC, they might have a lot more easier access to like their kits compared to how Falcons will be able to play this game.
And what did we say about be wary of your jungle? ONIC, after what happened in that first sequence, seem to have a much easier time now, just going for these annoying plays up against Team Falcons, but Kyle might find one here in mid. Super Prince will be okay though, had to use the Purify just to keep himself safe, however.
Yep, this is one of the things though too, is I am also going to share the sentiment with the on-ground panel, Renmar and Wolf, where it's like, wow, we're in a weird world where Harley's last pick comes through. You get a first blood on King Kong. You've got control of the objective now, this turtle. Does Falcons want to fight this out? Kyle's not level 40 yet too. He does hit it now.
Oh, Flap missed his flicker.
Okay, Flap going in with the disruption, but then Kirk, look at how
Falcon gotta get out.
his zoning capabilities actually are as the Alice all alone. Flap will be the first to fall in this fight. Owen follows next with the knockup from the Lantern Flare, and Falcons might not want to fight, but they get to find Kyle, still knock him up, and they're just not allowing him to freely take this purple buff.
Yeah, here's the thing about Falcons lineup, right? Again, oh, wait, Haji.
He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, he's a-okay. But again, Team Falcons, they need
Yeah,
timing, they
Falcons
need
played.
items, they
They
need
played this.
for their comp
Falcons
to
played
go
their
online
their
smooth. Meanwhile,
lineup
with
so
Onyx,
wrong.
you just press buttons, and then your hero naturally does what it does best. King Kong with the damage on Harley, and then this
You
Alice
need
is
to look
sort
for
of
picks on the
immortal,
side of
especially
Falcons.
considering the fact that
But they keep trying
Falcons
to team
have
fight. You're not
no
gonna win a
damage
team
in the
fight.
early game to take him down. So I feel like this Red 4 Alice pick from Onyx was so damn genius, especially when they banned the carry Uranus. Basically, there was one immortal hero left in this game, and they picked it up.
Yeah, they're able to grab it, they secure it. This enables them to have a really good team fight too, and I feel like that's a bit of what I'm worried for Team Falcons here. Just also the way the nature of that start went for King Kong, because you know when you look at Team Falcons lineup, especially with the Clay on their side, they're looking to go ahead and just get one of those pickoffs if they can. But most likely, it's just going to result in at least a Purify going down.
And I feel like that applies not just to one player for Onyx, because even Super Friends, the way he just positions and goes for these plays on the Juicin, feels like he's just playing knowing that there's no threat of burst whatsoever.
Yeah, and then you add the problem for Team Falcons that they fight head on with a commitment from the Zaman Force, the Tsunami Slam, while Onyx can just dance around with the Zushin, with the Claude, even with the Alice. And again, you go back to this Alice problem. You have to wait for the Stardom side, the Feather, the Sky Piercer from from the Suyo, and maybe some damage items on Haji. But as it stands right now, they have
Should be a
nothing
free
against
turtle
her.
for Onyx.
Yeah, they don't have to worry
They
too
can't
much
even
about
walk
so
up.
part of this is the success for Team Falcons is what does Haji do here on the Valentina. We've seen it before where sometimes, you know, that Valentina is providing more value than your actual mid lane pick, but most of the time, they can't even contest into these objectives, these turtles. Ogwin has to get out of there, burning the flicker too. So you're seeing what we're talking about here. They just can't really fight face to face against ONIC right now.
Yeah, I feel like
They
whatever
might force
if ever Haji does
this gold
get
on the
an
bottom.
ultimate, hold on, maybe we talk about that later. Onyx are in their face. Yeah, they're going for the invades here in the orange buff, and they do find one with the Tsunami Slam, but Ogun gets blasted. Brusco has the AOG, and he gets out to safety.
You know what? Ogun used the Tsunami Slam first to catch Brusco, but he was the guy dying.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Onyx has so much damage, just even with the Alice alone, and then you add the Deadly Magic, even Savero helping out to, output some little bits of DPS from the Claude. It's just overall lackluster for
Man, I just don't understand Falcons draft. This draft is so bad.
I'm also supposed to say, Haji, one option might be the AOG, but it's more of like a secondary crowd control for Falcons, but I don't think they're able to find any openings right now, specifically because of what Onyx has constantly been doing on the map.
This is the thing, man. They know his flicker was burned earlier on. It's still on cooldown. You can just continue to go for Ogwin as he's easy pickings. His ultimate wasn't up either, so there's no way he's going to get away from the Lantern of Prince. Prince is already sitting on 3-0 and 2.
Okay. That's the kind of plays Falcons need to be making. They need to be catching people that's by themselves.
Continuously pressure the game.
The Kalia that was there would have been a kill.
Look for trades because again, as it stands right now, they don't have the damage. They don't have the Feather of Heaven yet on the Harriet, and then the Suyo decided to finish the Hunter Strike instead of the War Axe.
That's the crazy though thing too. Severo just quite a bit ahead, 1,000 gold against Super Marco, and with the Claude here, you know that he's building up as fast as he can to that Trinity in terms of items, and then he's already going to be valuable. Well, like Brigitte mentioned, he's already pumping out a little bit of damage in some of these team fights, especially with the way the positioning has been.
Yeah.
Team Falcons, I don't know if this is, I think they just want to give this one up.
They always want to go for Ogun, and now he used the
Final
flicker.
slash.
Slap responds with a final slash, but will
Slap
there
is
be a
dead though.
follow-up?
No, he's able to get out the flicker.
The flicker, and Falcons are now struggling to get into position. How do you find your entries?
Super Marco's going in.
Super Marco,
Super Marco, what are you doing?
Onyx are still gonna go for it.
Oh, wait, Kirk.
Post-objective. Kyle has nowhere to go.
Oh, that was not worth it.
Haji, no other choice but to go out. Purify from Super Friends Onyx again.
Why didn't they should have just went for that top tower? Give that turtle. They can't even contest it.
From the Alice with a revitalize from Brusco. And again, you ask the question for Team Falcons, where is the damage?
Yeah. Man, Super Friends just want to
You got no damage on the side of Falcon, man. The only damage you got is Super Marco and Kyle. Flapdo got damage. Valentina's not really known to do damage. She's known to be a utility mage.
Keep dragging Falcons most of the fight to their death.
Yeah, and Kirk with a trigger as well, very quick on a Throne of Ruin when Flap trying to enter with a vengeance. He did land the final slash, however, but there was no follow-up from Team Falcons because if they went in, they would have been stunned by the Alice, and it allowed Brusco and Savero to just peel for the Alice and the Harley while King Kong was focusing on a turtle. And then when they saw the Zaman Force, you saw the commitment as well from ONIC. They were like, oh, wait, Falcons is fighting? Let's fight!
Yeah, and even when that was happening, right, Falcons were also behind in terms of levels between their junglers, so it also would have been that great of a situation to be in.
That's why I'm saying, even before that fight,
Bro, they're just taking everything for free now.
Team Falcons wants to fight this. I don't even know if they want to be near the turtle.
Exactly. It's the same scenario as their game against Omega yesterday. Like, just look for trades. But Falcons, they're forcing a lot of things right now. And then again, you see this Alice very immortalized in a team fight. And then you add the sustain from the Revitalize as well. King Kong?
Oh, AOG! They finally catch Super Marco!
Savero!
But Savero will be the one in charge of the back lines! Super Marco! Oh my goodness!
That was a cutoff right there. That's the real cool and beast moves that we're seeing from ONIC.
Yeah, it's a good map play from ONIC Philippines. They cut off the exit from Team Falcons because they know they have so much layers of engage. You have the Alice, you have the jump from the Gatot Kacha, and you have the mobility from the Harley and the Claude. Wherever Falcons is, they're gonna walk by if you're ONIC.
Oh man, Lord security for ONIC. They've controlled pretty much the game from the start. Prince just getting the Sky Piercer now. He's built up pretty solid, just statistically, damage-wise, and he's a big threat on why I'm saying Team Falcons, how do they follow through in these team fights?
Yeah, and let me pose another problem for you, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Sky Piercer on the Zushin. So again, Team Falcons, even though they have some scaling on their side, we're way past that point because ONIC Philippines, they have all the time in the world to scale up on Savero.
There's two different channels. There's a Tagalog and there's English. I'm watching the English channel.
It was the aura. You could feel the aura.
Oh, AOG. Oh, dude, it's over. They wiped them. No, it's nasty. Alice, the Throne of Ruins got 4 men, and then AOG to follow up. Shoot.
Oh man, in that situation, you almost think, man, Falcons just go to the next game.
Yeah.
That's
They're
so
not
sick.
allowed to.
Dude.
Button you cannot press in tournaments, but it feels like Falcons is looking for that button because look, you saw that combo, right? Falcons tried to go soar to the skies, but the Bruiser, he was like, let me chase you down.
Oh man, he had like Kirk as well. You've been talking about Kirk and this Throne of Ruin from the Alice, man.
Okay, nice final slash. Brusco's gonna fall here. That's what they need. They need to get those picks.
At least one kill on the board.
Okay, they've got plenty of work to go from here. They have so many miles to cover. Look at this setup between the turrets. That Throne of Ruin into the AOG was just chef's kiss. Looked perfect from ONIC.
How do you soar from this when the God of Kacha can chase you down and ground your flight? The combo, the layering as well, the communication from ONIC. I'm pretty sure they were counting down to the seconds of that fight because they went in the same time.
Gattacacha needs a Superman skin or something, man. I don't know. Like this, I mean,
or a nicer skin.
That too. Like, what are Falcons to Gattacacha, right? This dude's an avatar, basically, a god. And I mean, the point is, there's too much to deal with it for Team Falcons. There's no way to
that
get
was a
around
nasty
it.
set.
Win a crown for Severo. Just to make it even worse.
The ultimate endgame
I might have hella content now from this.
4 days now. When he has the winner crown, he becomes another layer of engage. It doesn't feel like it's a marksman. It's actually a team fight starter. And if you look at ONIC, now 5 of them can start a fight.
Yeah, it's so tricky. I could not feel Falcons being able to find whatever box they've been able to show us yesterday in their series.
This is one of those cases.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Oh, we're dead.
Tough. Ogwen might
Oh, oh yeah, the Sky Piercer got him. Oh, they're gonna collapse now. Oh, 3-man Throne of Ruins. They're forced to flicker out, but Kirk might die here. Oh, but look at Severo. Oh, this is wipeout. This game. It's GG.
A wipeout, and they're gonna take the game as well. They dominate game
Oh my, what kind of game was this? This game was so fast.
Family with a super gameplay, super engaged, super synchronized, and they take game number 1.
Oh man, that was clean. That's where you go. You nod and you say clean, because that's about what else. There was no moment of mistakes there for ONIC the way they executed this draft.
I'm so happy. I used the Gadot Kacha in a practice match using Brusco's name, and it happened in game number 1.
Oh, you
Yep.
it. Oh, is that the new Brigga
That was
buff?
foreshadowing.
That's a Brigga buff. That's a Brigga buff.
Wait, I mean,
That's why. Hey, you better make sure that whoever goes to the grand finals, you're not buffing the wrong. No, I'm joking.
Aww.
Oh man.
I'm so speechless, man. Like ONIC, something clicked within this team, and then they realized, guys, we can actually play team fights together. Because this is one of my issues with ONIC in the regular season. Like they play individually super good, especially on Super Friends, and now
Oh no, there's 4 strikes. Best of 7s or 4 wins.
performance from the Super family.
9-0-8, my guy, my dude, 100% KP. This is crazy because this is just that's why I was saying in the draft. Like they got the Claude and the Jushin right off the bat. So it's like already you know, okay, these are honest picks. They're rocking with it. And MVP performance.
Yo, is it my mic? Or is there something wrong with his mic? Does it sound like that on the stream? Bro, I think it's a stream. The stream tripping. Oh yeah, see? It's not mine. It's the stream mic. Look at all these. It's creepy. Yo, Mike. They all say Mike.
With the amount of damage that he
Yo.
brings to the team fight, and it also allowed the Zushin
Shit.
just
They said it became a horror game.
purify, and then he got enough
Yo.
to the point that he could actually just rush the Sky Piercer, and that changed.
It's funny, man. They said it's a horror movie.
Because now you have a hero that is almost unkillable, and then
I thought I was tripping, man. I was like, I know it's like 4 in the morning, but come on, man.
HP, then you just get popped with a Sky Piercer.
Also quite devastating to think that the only time we get to see the Kalea finally decisively picked up first, you don't really
Had me
get to
checking what time it
synergize
was.
with it as much. Even the panelists mentioned it. You don't really see a Kalea Valentina together that often, and so we probably saw the lack of hero synergy from Falcon.
Yeah, that's why, like in my mind, we were talking about this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Why no Gwyn?
Yeah.
Why no go full combo? This is the duo that actually beat Liquid in the regular season. The Kalea and the Guinevere.
That's what I'm saying. Gwyn should have been picked up. Valentina, if you're gonna go Valentina, you can't go Kalia. Kalia needs a stronger mid lane that has range or burst. Barca or something.
And that's why I was expecting
Barca E or something like that.
rely on Ogwyn just to be playing entirely that front to look for those picks. That's why the Guinevere works so well, because you can help go ahead and alleviate some of that pressure or that
Same thing, like he said, Kalia is not a frontliner. She needs a front, and since Flap is on a R-Lock, he can't front either, so no one can even walk up.
But when the team had this kind of lead, brother, you don't want to final slash them into your team because that's just a death sentence. You know what I mean? So it's like your plan just falls apart.
Yeah, that happened actually bot side.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It happened, right?
The coach messed them up with this draft.
And then they were like, okay, let's final slash under the tower, and they got Kurt.
It's not like it's global bans, you know what I mean?
HP, and then the Revitalize kicked in. 3 people from Falcons tried to like finish the job and take down the Atlas.
Yeah.
Guess what? 3 seconds later, he's back to half HP.
He's back to half HP, man. That's why I know.
If it was global bans, I understand this kind of draft, but if it's not global bans, man, you can pick the heroes you want without even having to worry about them getting banned next round.
Again, when you look at situations like this, and there are certain games, because I know some people.
You know, Falcons coach, he was actually the coach for Vilvet too.
Well, in this situation, especially
But
the draft and the way things were going, the chances of Team
supposedly they say he dipped on them, so that's why I became coach of Vilvet. And they said that, you know, it's crazy because how was I able to teach Vilvet more than what Coach Moody was able to teach him in 3 months?
when a team does that, they're threatening the
Coach Moody was their coach for 3 months, and they said I taught them a lot more than what he did in 3 months. In 2 days, they said that they're so thankful that it was crazy.
Alice coming red 4. And then they bat Fredrin.
Now I see these kind of drafts, I'm like, damn. Yo, just hired me for Falcons coach.
Yeah. No, because
Yep, he left them after he got paid,
even the Leomord ban was something I
according to the team manager.
Valentina in their hands anyway, and that would have made things very difficult for the Leomord to come up. So I guess there was a bit too like it's weird because I think the first time they went up against ONIC, a lot of their focus was on Savero, but this time it feels like it's a bit too much on King Kong this time.
Yeah, it's tough, but let's take a little breather from that one. MPL fans, we have a new beast on the land of Dawn with the Infinix GT Watch 5 Pro on your wrist, the GT5 buds in your ears, and the GT50 Pro in your hands. You can now unleash the liquid coolant beast powered by the HydroFlow liquid cooling and 144 FPS MOBB certified performance, no lag, no heat. Pure cool, pure speed every game.
And as a gift for our
I don't know, maybe because he's a professional coach, but the way he drafts, I don't know.
That's during the entire playoffs with up to 30% off. So scan the QR code now and grab these sulit deals.
For those MPL fans here at the venue, enjoy the exclusive
Even me watching his draft, I'm just like, yo, what kind of drafts are those? Your team don't even compliment each other. You're just picking random stuff at this point.
the first MP order daily at the Infinix booth will get 3
Now Velvet is from USA, but coaches can be a coach for any region. Like, let's say if someone from PH wanted me to coach them, I can be their coach in PH, even though I'm from USA.
If you want to dominate the land of Dawn, you need a connection that never lets you down. From scouting rotations to tracking the pros, stay online and in that zone.
Power up with Smart, power all 99. Get 10 gigabytes of data for MLBB and your favorite apps, plus unlimited FB calls and texts. Share every GG moment with Smart, the simply reliable partner of the MPL.
There you go. I hope I get my hands, by the way, on the GT50 Pro because I got to try the liquid cooling, man. Because also, history is in the making. Just like it was last night, it's right now. Superfans, the first ever MCGG crew clash.
They paid him a lot of money.
Kicked off and the competition is heating up.
And after they said after he got paid, he kind of just dipped.
And are clashing head on for ultimate bragging right.
And you too, by the way, can get it on the action. Scan the QR code right now to support your favorite KOLs and get a chance to score massive rewards. Let's go.
I love MCGG, by the way. I've gotten the chance to cast it a couple times, and I will say this. The effects in that game blew my mind. Also, by the way, if you guys didn't know, you play MCGG on your PC. Without an emulator or anything. They actually have a PC version that you can download and use. And when that happened, that changed my life. This is also going to change their life. Someone
Yeah, the manager did contact him.
Hey.
You gotta do the Super Friends pose.
Gotta do the Super Friends pose.
You gotta match the
But there are a lot of coaches that are known to take money and then dip. I heard about other coaches that dipped teams after they got paid. That's why when Griffin and them were asking me, how much the coaches pay, want to get paid and stuff, I told them you have to do your research on the coach. Just because they're an MPO coach, just because they're a professional coach, doesn't mean they're obligated to stay with your team. Because the difference is MPO coaches, they have to sign contracts, so they're forced to stay at the team, for a certain amount of time. If you're an MPO coach and you're coaching for USA, you're not obligated unless you sign a contract to stay with the team. So even though you get paid, you take the money, you can just leave whenever you want. You can't get in trouble because you didn't sign a contract or anything.
Good thing you're not a man, Brigida.
Why not?
Because you don't have to deal with this. You're not 5 times more prone to dandruff.
Oh, that's right. But at least I'll have clear.
You what?
I'll have clear.
She has clear, yeah. She has clear for just in case, Just in case.
Hey, why not? Why can't I have clear?
So that's what I was telling them. Just be careful, man. Do your research on this. Ask other players around. See if they're a reliable coach.
She doesn't need to be. Because she doesn't have dandruff. That's why.
I would hate spend so much money on a coach and they just dip because they're not even obligated to stay anyways. They can do whatever they want.
You know why we're having debates? Because game 1 was a slaughter fest.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Falcons got their wings clipped to game 1. That's okay. Hey, it's a best of 7. That's fine, right?
It's fine.
Yeah. We're gonna get 6 or 7 games, hopefully 6 or 7. Right, grown man, by the way. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw it over to our hosts for a bit of action in the audience.
Ibang ibang energy dito sa Champions Arena. Pero bago tayo bumalik sa kaba ng games na yon, we're here with a guest, Denise.
At kilala siya as Jensen Guino. He is from EMI Records Philippines. Jensen, welcome to the Champions Arena. Kanina sabi ko
They did pay me a little bit,
tao dito ngayon.
Hello po.
but I never
Sa mga
really,
nanonood ngayon.
I never even asked them for the money though. I just did it because I wanted to, but then they just paid me a little bit out of appreciation.
Sakto lang naman.
Sakto lang.
Opo.
Pero meron siyang binabanggit kanina na sinusuportahan. Sino ba yung sinusuportahan mo din?
Ayan, actually, yung mga friends ko na tumugtog kanina, yung Off to Neverland. And of course, naka-green ako ngayon, so ayan, Falcons.
Ooh, Falcons. At sino naman sa Falcons, specific player ang favorite mo?
Si Super Marco. Kasi rin ako marksman user din po.
Marksman, and specifically, anong hero yung lagi mong ginagamit?
Clint.
Clint.
Favorite ko yung Clint.
And I heard, Jensen, that this is your first time watching here live.
Opo. Madalas kasi sa online lang, sa YouTube lang po nanonood.
So ano naman, kamusta ang experience na nararamdaman mo yung kaba?
Ayan, masaya. Tsaka maingay. Di ba?
Totoo, di ba? Super fans, maingay kayo. Di ba? Maingay nga talaga sila. Pero ito, since sinusuportahan mo ay Falcons, and they are, ONIC is up by 1. Anong message mo sa Green Falcons?
Ayan game 1 pa lang naman, so marami pang mangyayari. Diba? Yan, good luck sa both players.
And you know, Jensen, since you're a singer-songwriter, susulitin na naman yung pagbisita mo here sa Champions Arena. Baka naman pwede kaming makahingi ng sample na song?
Ay, sige. So, kantahin ko na lang yung unreleased song ko. Pero soon, marirelease din siya. Title nun, Sweetheart. So, ito yung chorus niya. Sweetheart, lagi kang uwian. Lagi
Yo, he's singing.
sa tuwing sasabit ang gawin kay lamig.
Palakpakan naman natin, Jensen Guino, ladies and gentlemen.
Ang lamig ng boses.
No, but it's true. Hindi ka magaling talaga, magaling. Just like your friends kanina, no? All from UMG, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Denise, and magandang stream soon yung Sweetheart na music na yon. Siyempre, kapag may kaduo ka sa ML, it's the perfect Sweetheart moment. But maya-maya lang ay babalik na tayo sa aksyon sa game natin na best of 7, and we'll see if makakabawi ba ang Falcons or magpapatuloy ba ang Team ONIC. But meanwhile, ay babalik na natin to sa ating casters.
Parang hindi ko mangyayari
Nagulat ako doon. Ang masyado sa'yo, Coach Moody, pero ito talaga, nagtataka kami doon sa panel bakit hindi napili ang Moscow. I like what the term that you used earlier, that Moscow allergy. And I think that most of the fans of Falcons are quite expecting this hero to be picked up in the last minute. Parang lahat ng signals nandun eh. And yung best Moscow player natin dito sa Pilipinas for a long time, hindi nakakawakan yung Moscow.
Well, I mean, you could see though what Falcons were thinking about with the R-Lot, with the Harith. Pero yung ngayon sinasabi namin, mas mahirap siya i-pull off. It's so much more demanding to make work. So let's see some clips that would maybe help supplement that, or at the same time get a good feel as to how ONIC Philippines took care of that really quickly.
So, tinignan natin dito yung bandang 9-minute senses. Although lamang naman yung ONIC Philippines at this point. Pero papakitaan nila tayo ng symphony of skills as Coach Kenji would say. Ayun no, napakagandang initiation coming out from Kirk, but the backup was even better. Kaso nga lang yung mga ganitong play, hindi ito yung parang pwede natin sabihin na talagang matindi. Kasi parang ginalingan lang ng ONIC Philippines, but this one, somebody is stepping up once again. We talked about how the Golden Real needs to be won by Falcons, but this time, yung mga initiation na naman, at syempre, yung blazing duet that eventually will come from Savero, yung timing talaga nitong ating import mula sa Indonesia, really impeccable at all times. There's really not much to explain on that, pero yung fact na stagger nila yung kanilang mga team fighting tools that allowed them to actually win against Team Falcon.
Yeah, and say what you will about drafts, at the end of the day, if the opposing team just look like they're performing better than you, they're executing better, and especially with how ONIC Philippines played that game number 1, there's only so much that you can say about going back and calling back to, oh, I wish they picked, I wish they banned this instead. We have to acknowledge ONIC Philippines just look really great today.
Yeah. At Renmar, you mentioned to me earlier, off-cam mo naman to nasabi, na yung lineup dito ng Team Falcons in the game number 1 was time composition, or they want to go for the burst, against the time composition. At ang ginawa ng Team ONIC Philippines, they staggered yung kanilang mga team fights. So parang imagine mo siya na parang imbes na bayaran nila ng buo yung kalaban nila, yung kanilang utang, installment nila. That allowed them actually to have even more tools as the team fight progressed. So, yun yung naging advantage din ng ONIC Philippines.
I think for Falcons now in this, as we head into the draft. Oh wait, before we talk about Falcons, let's talk about these stats on screen right now. For King Kong, 1,067 GPM. The highest GPM in a game in MPL PH playoffs history was in the Season 14 upper bracket finals. Of course, also against then Falcons AP Ren. Game number 4. It was the Suyo. It was during the time right before Suyo got before the little bit of changes to balance him out. This is when he still had the magic defense with his immortal form.
Oo, yung talagang masasabi nating OP na Suyo. Pag nahawakan ni King Kong, talagang nakakatawa.
I don't know,
At
maybe.
the same time, hindi pa ito yung updated na mapa. But of course, parang pwede nating expect na itatanggalin to ng Team Falcons away from them. That's probably why the priority on the Suyo was there for Team Falcons, despite them being a primarily Guinevere type of team.
Yeah. We have seen though.
Dude, I just know after this, I'm gonna take a nap.
On this Suyo. So it just
I got like almost no sleep at all.
though in the end, and well, Super Friends, of course, the MVP from game number 1, just had a terrific game. Welcome back to the draft. This time we're, as we mentioned, going to Broken Walls. Game number 2. I wouldn't be surprised if ONIC Philippines do end up in the blue side here. Yep, there they are.
Okay, so blue side. Ang mga priorities is going to be the Marcel still.
Marcel band, nice.
Team of Falcons. I wonder if Falcons are concerned.
Are we gonna let Paquito slide this time or no?
We'll plan it out.
Yeah.
Baka
Benny.
sila in a way na ibigay muna nila, i-open nila yung Paquito kasi meron din naman chance na
Yeah, the guy on the right, Coach Moody. That was the Velvet coach
From yesterday, though. I think it was from the
before me.
more off between Omega and Falcons. And this is what we were talking about before the start of the day. With the Phobius banned out by blue side, Falcons banning out the Fray, of course, rightfully so. There's a chance of the Paquito showing up as the first pick on the blue. So that's still the possibility.
Okay, Zushin banned.
ONIC, that might be where they're headed towards because they themselves banned out the Jushin as the first pick. Yeah,
that's right. So, ang ina-expect din natin dito is the Harley, but it wasn't. It was even last pick to the previous game. So baka pwede nating makita dito sa dating game na ulit deprioritized yung hero na yon. I can't seem to remember. There was the Paquito. It should be the Paquito. The last one, but we'll see if Falcons will open it up. So far it's the Fanny. If I've seen that correctly, yes, it is the Fanny. Okay, so last ban, expecting natin is Paquito, but many things can happen. It's the playoffs. It's a best of 7 nga pala. So may chance na mag-open pa yung mga teams natin.
Yeah, that's true. With the longer series, you have a chance to usually open things that you don't usually open. So yeah, they'd rather ban on the box show. Rightfully so.
Bashi ban, okay.
Warranted respect ban towards King Kong and ONIC.
But Paquito is open. Are they gonna first pick Paquito? There you go. Yep, first pick Paquito.
There's the Paquito. Falcons though, let's see if they'll go for a faster roll. They'll get the Claude most likely.
Yep, and maybe the Kalea as well.
Not really.
No Moscow for Falcons, pero tingin ko yung mga first pick na Claude, understandable.
But it helps the players a lot because if the players got to worry about coaching, drafting, analyzing all their games and stuff while playing, it's gonna be too much stress at a professional level.
They might just go for a Gord or a Valentina. And what if i-prioritize din
I think Valentina for the start of ONIC, you can get your own Tsunami Slam.
Like Gord Atlas or Eve Atlas as the secondary picks wala sa ONIC.
I'm a little bit more towards the Gord here. And yes, the first time we
I
saw
don't know.
Atlas this season was it was used by TNC. I think if I'm not mistaken, that was their match against Aurora.
I think you Valentina here.
That was their response towards the.
Oh, they want to go here at the end. Okay.
ONIC, they're giving themselves some time. Roman mid later. They want to see what Haji will end up with first. Now,
You need a burst mage or you need a burst jungler? Because right now you had nothing for that Kalia.
The
Atlas already is because the Valentina's still open.
Maybe because they just wanted to.
Which is now gonna
What?
be picked up by Falcons.
Valentina again?
So, it's still the combo, Kalea and the Valentina, but this time it's going to be the Cloud. Pero mukhang mababan na sa kanila yung Suyu. I highly doubt that ONIC Philippines will let that through.
I mean, yes, Valentina's good. She can deny roam picks. She can deny big sets from roam and the mage, but who's gonna work with that Kalia now? Now you're forced your jungler to play something that's maybe assassin. But assassin to this comp is so bad.
And it is difficult to get mid control and mid priority if you're a Valentina going up against an Atlas. I understand.
And I guess sa mga ganitong moments, ang ibaban is the Guinevere, probably from ONIC. Maybe the Suyo eventually. Atlas and probably...
Right now, ONIC needs the range. At this point,
that opens up most likely. I think they're going to end up with a Khalid.
are they gonna ban a? Are they gonna ban an Eve? The only issue is Eve is, yeah. Or at this point, Falcons just ban Eve maybe. I'd like to say Khalid is actually really strong. Fast rotation with a fast team.
Most likely taking away either the Hylos or Gacha, one of those. Yeah,
that's the Gacha. Sa ngayon, ang ONIC, will they consider the Suyo ban or just the Fredrin this time? Understanding na...
Well, even though there's no one on the grab, like, she still denies the roam pick, and she denies any big sets from the later picks.
That could be a consideration for ONIC.
Plus
But the only issue is that they have nothing for that Kalia right now. They need some damage.
So what do you pick now? You still have the Suyo if you're Falcons.
Yeah.
At the same time, parang yun ba yung gusto mo talaga priority ngayon?
You need a jungler with some damage.
So that is...
I guess you...
Medyo na no choice sila doon. Okay, now it gets interesting.
It's basically almost the same comp from Falcons.
Kaja is available, pinasasagot sa isang kali. I think yung Gord still is warranted here. I think yun na yung pick nila.
Yeah, I think it also depends really on the mid. Like if they end up getting an Eve, then they pair it up with a high loss. If it's not an Eve,
I'm thinking if they go Eve, Severe goes Eve or Forza here. You need some sort of range right now. You have no range.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is throwable.
Yeah. Since wala na, nagbigay ka rin naman ng isang ultimate. The Leomord's already open, the Fantasy is already picked up. Parang understood.
You can go, I think, Hylos here too.
Itong si Valentina, why that go Gorge or glue and gold.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, Hylos Valier.
Hylos Valier.
Hylos Valier. Okay.
Very well.
Crazy. Yeah. Tough pokes might be somewhat tough for the Valentina and the Kalea. Well,
yeah.
It depends a lot on Haji and how he handles the exchange against the Valier.
Now you need the EXP that can tank. But the only issue with EXP that can tank is that the Hylos and the Valier is going to be such an issue for you. Okay, Esmeralda. Not a bad pick. Strongest hair than Paquito.
So, alam ko hindi mo pa itatanong sa akin dito pero mukhang pipiliin ko na yung ONIC Philippines. Renmar, I really like the idea of this Hylos plus the Valier as their last pick.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards the ONIC Philippines for this one as well, but I want to see how this Esmeralda with a sprint is gonna do. It's a toss coin, a coin toss for me up in the air. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. Falcons, they draft so complex, but they just can't execute it. If you can't play complex heroes, you have to play heroes like ONIC. ONIC is playing straightforward heroes, you know what I mean? Easy comp to play, it's not too hard.
It was a devastating game for Team Falcons, and
because when you have a pickoff like Kalia, Kaja, Cho, you have to be proactive, or even Hilda, you have to look for something. But if you're gonna play passive on it, then it's so weak. You're just gonna get snowballed on.
Yeah. Okay, that's the sigh.
The sigh of what Midnight's thinking.
Yeah, so this is Grandma Gears, right? So Wolf and Renmar went with ONIC, and they sort of like, said, okay, maybe this is a good point for our Team Falcons. I'm gonna be on the opposite, okay? I'm a mauled on stream.
Okay, you can mauled, man.
I don't like this come from Team Falcons. They pulled out a Kalea and Valentina again, and then now they put Esme as the answer against Paquito and Harriet, which is nice. But you're up against a Valier and a Hylos. These two can peel like
That's what I said too.
Whoa, not again.
You're up against a Valier and a Hylos, you're not gonna have the best time.
Game number 1, but at least it doesn't convert into a casualty.
Yeah, I thought I should go into coaching, dude. I'm so freaking good at predicting. The cast is saying the same thing I said.
last one. This is better though. I'm wondering though, because picking your gears here, Midnight, since they're grinding.
Okay. Let me oil up.
Is there not too much? Is there a way that this could work?
They literally said the same thing I said.
There is, but this Suyo has to overperform to the point where he can slow the game down and Super Mario
Yep,
gets
you're putting all the pressure on that Suyu early game because you have a Valentina Kalia. That mid duo is so weak.
Is that even in fights, like let's say you have a lot of items for Team Falcons, the heroes on the side of ONIC have a lot of utilities. They don't even have to deal damage. They just have to control heroes and then let the Leomord and then Harriet take over the team fights.
Yeah, and I think it's something we saw previously too, the way that Kirk can just choose to not be as active when it comes to the team fights first and just constantly keep the pressure along the sides. And that'll maybe make Team Falcons a bit more hesitant to just go for whatever they want. But
Oh, here you
Brusco
go, Ogwen.
already
He's
really
gonna
low,
force the flicker here.
after all, forcing out the flicker from Ogwen. Now ONIC have found themselves in position.
Oh, Ogwen's dead.
Alongside a first blood from King Kong.
Oh, Brusco has to be careful though.
He was able to go ahead and get that. Haji looking for his own though.
Okay, Flap will find Brusco.
Okay.
Could they punish Flap?
I think Kyle's gonna force this.
Have enough answers just yet. Falcons win turtle number 1.
It's kind of expected for Team Falcons. Good.
Oh, super burst.
Took
ONIC messed that up.
Super friends, but at least Team Falcons, they do
When you're
take
playing
first
against a
turtle. They
pickoff
do
comp, you don't want to ever run
That's
solo.
sort of expected from their lineup,
ONIC
but
should have partnered up, buddy system, but they didn't.
Flicker on Ogwen, took a kill for King Kong, and they also
Yep,
forced
it shows the heartbeat.
on Flam. So overall, ONIC is in a very good positioning, considering that they just have to wait for mid-game, wait for the Leomord and the Harriet timing, power spike in the mid-game.
Yeah, this is I don't want to say a much better start, but a better start for Team Falcons anyway, at least. You know, you get yourself in a situation where you got the first turtle on your hands.
Falcons played it smart. Look, I said they played for that pickoff. They're just looking for a fight. When you play a pickoff comp, you never want to 5v5. You want to fight and brawl, like try to get one. Play numbers on the enemies.
Sitting here wondering, you know, what's the best course of action of ultimate that you want to go ahead and take. You do see this a lot though. When a Leomord is across from you, you're gonna have your own Phantom Steed. You're gonna ride in and make that happen. But you could also take a couple other ultimates here and take them and utilize them in these team fights.
Yeah, and it's just very fitting for Haji to use that. If not him being the guy to really introduce this kind of approach to using the Valentina whenever it's up against the Leomord.
Yeah.
So at least they're really keeping things in place for now. But let's see.
Oh, mid lane. Are they gonna go for this? Okay.
Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouchie.
Okay.
Yeah, good little stop there.
This is my concern with the draft of Team Falcons, right? Like, yeah, sure, for the first 3 neutral objectives of the game, first turtle, maybe you find good angles to force fights. But when it comes down to actual map play, where teams are sort of like looking for team fight setups, right? How do you fight into ONIC? They don't have enough of decent frontlining, especially for Team Falcons, because they don't have tank in the front line.
They need that tank in the front line, man.
It's just an Esmeralda, right? And then the Esme gets countered by the Valier and the Hylos.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what angles they play around with this time. Brusco gets poked down to half HP. And that's all the time they needed just to secure the objective. Now he gets brought back in with the Tsunami Slam. ONIC still want to go for the fight. Third fight is going in as well. With a blazing do it coming in from Super Marco. Might just be enough. They sort of caught up whatever ONIC wanted to do. And Flap finds more. Haji picks up the
ONIC is messing up.
And even under the turret, Falcons are going to go in. It's going to be a wipeout for ONIC.
Yep. This might be a snowball for Falcon now.
Game 1 felt for Team Falcons, and they come in making it work. I don't know, Midnight. That looked like kind of a tank in the front line to me.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Team Falcons, the answer is not tank in the front line, but 5 people in the front line. We
5 dudes.
We don't play front to back, bro. We play back to back.
Back to back. And they got a dancer in the front leading them, man, basically.
Yeah.
Like this is not what you expect this early on, where it's a team wipeout for ONIC.
Yeah, they thought they could play it slow with the Zaman Force, the Harriet just focusing on the Esmeralda, but then they were surprised they were caught off guard because Supermarket just flickered in with a blazing duet.
Yeah, I'm sort of starting to see a bit of a similarity in terms of what problems Falcons had with the Alice earlier on. But now with the Esmeralda, especially now that we've arrived at this point where they're 3K up and Flaps 302. Yep. So they're in a very identical spot as to what they've been through in game number 1.
Oh, Severo. I don't know if you want to fight that, Severo. Okay.
Flap is just so tanky, but
yeah, look at that.
Even at some point, the itemization that ONIC can get here on this type of composition, is it going to be enough to deal with
Falcons are snowballing
feeling
now.
unkillable right now?
Well, it does come down to that point. Whoa,
what? Okay, 2 people get stunned with the falling star moon, but Kai will not commit the fight.
Yeah, so the question
It's a
earlier
free
was,
turtle for
will they
Falcons
have
again.
enough like itemization to deal with the Esmeralda? I think it does come
ONIC
down
is too far
to that
behind the
point
contestants.
where late game is still a problem for Team Falcons, even though you have a Claude that can just scale up. Team fighting is a bit of a stretch for them because again they have to like sort of deal with this utilities coming out from ONIC, but
Yep.
with this amount of lead, I think Team Falcons is in a very good position.
Just like I said, Falcons, they need to play for picks. They can't fight. ONIC is messing up. They win the team fights, but ONIC is just messing up right now.
Yeah, they built it up. Golden Staff locked in now too for Supermarket. You see how much gold has been able to go ahead and go in the hands of Team Falcons here, just on the nature of that last team fight and what it's pretty much built for them and momentum in the game too. So that's the thing. If they don't want to lose this and then give a chance to ONIC to kind of scale up in the late game, they've got to go ahead and cap it out while they have this lead.
Yeah. And I think Ogun can afford to just really be more proactive right now with the use of the Kalea, since they pretty much have much better map control now. They even have a turret just now, potentially.
Damn, I said everything the caster said. Sheesh. My IQ said hi.
Really push the limits of what their lineup is capable of doing.
Yeah, because
You gotta be proactive with Kalia and stuff.
Oh, if this
Oh,
is
clap.
I don't know anymore. King Kong, of all people, gets that kill.
Yeah, but it's fine though. They took the top tower. Team Falcons, again, they're playing the map. This is the point of the game where if you're Team Falcons, they're in a very luxurious position where they can just look to take trades. Because again, the idea for their lineup is just to let Super Marco scale up to the point where even if ONIC forces a team fight, even if they do have the kits to deal with the Esmeralda, this Claude is just too damn big to deal with.
Yeah, the Claude's going to be an issue, but I would say in ONIC's situation, if they're able to go ahead and get some of these pickoffs like that, kind of solo someone out, then that is the small steps for them. Ogun probably conceal. Kirk's going to spawn it out, though, so Kirk is fine. Kirk can also play the long game. You know, he can go ahead and continue to put pressure on sides of the map. They are doing that. Like, they're putting pressure where they can. Eventually, though, I feel like Team Falcons will just put them in this situation where it's like, you have to fight us, you know? And ONIC at this point is just waiting for that time to build up here. This Lord first being up, I don't know if this is one that they want to throw themselves at, because if they do have a devastating team fight again and get potentially wiped out, they could just be clearly a game for Team Falcons.
Yeah, I think if you're ONIC, you just have to just wait for the scale, wait for the utilities to be online on your side. I mean, they do have the utilities, but the problem is they don't have damage.
Yeah, you can't go for that one.
Yeah.
Better to let the first Lord go. Good push up top, though, from Kirk. This is what we were expecting him to do, but mid lane.
Falcons actually want to fight
Pylos.
still after that objective. Flap doesn't land the falling star moon onto anyone. It will
one of
be
us fall.
enough to get that tier 1 in mid. That's probably all they wanted. Kirk, though, he gets found out.
Oh, what is Kirk doing? Okay, he got up.
Force out the flicker.
Dude, did you see that knockout strike?
Yeah.
To dodge the blade surge from Kyle. Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, you would think Paquito would just use second skill, but the problem was he didn't have the second skill at that moment, so he had to improvise just to escape the clutches of the Suyo. But then, again, ONIC, you saw the amount of utility they had earlier. They're able to deal with the composition of Team Falcons, but now they have to defend Lord. This is a crucial Lord to defend. If ONIC can buy time, then maybe they get a better chance of fighting the next team fight against Team Falcons.
Yeah, you know, I see this 5,000 gold lead, which is the majority of that is in the jungle right now for Team Falcons. So ONIC across the board here isn't too far behind when it comes to lane, and that's why that threat, that potential threat of ONIC turning things around is still there. That's why I'm saying Team Falcons doesn't want to let this go on too long. They will take out the tier 2 turrets. They still have this first Lord jumping into the base here. They want to defend.
Okay, Glorious Pathway already laid down. The Lord gets taken care of by ONIC. Falcons are not forcing a fight just yet.
This
Searing Torrent from Super Prince is annoying for Team Falcons. Like, how do you actually go in? Somebody has to suicide it. Even with the stolen glorious pathway for Haji, it still feels a bit awkward. So I feel like the biggest spike for Team Falcons for them to actually, take a team fight convincingly is the winner crown from Super Marco.
Well, keep an eye on Ogren. 20 seconds for the flicker here. They're going to go ahead and assault the
What?
base anyway.
Brusco, what was that glorious pathway, Brusco? Even the casters had the same reaction. They what? Said it at the same time.
It's still, it's the lead for Team Falcons. They get some of the shields down to work with. They're clearly stronger in the team fight.
Yeah.
You're looking at the itemization here too. So
Oh man, that's
I'd
funny.
say he's ready to fight. I mean, on the Harith, this is probably the best that he can do.
Look, Super Marco, he knows this as well. Like, the way to end this game is a winner crown. He's not even going for the prolific gun. They know that they have to force the team fight in the next, 3 minutes of this game. They cannot afford ONIC to buy time. Because, again, even if they don't have the infinite scaling composition, even if they don't have the same amount of damage that Team Falcons has, what they do have is insane amount of utility.
Yeah, that's the thing working against them. There's the winner crown. Because again, trying to get into the base here, even when let's just say we wait for this next Lord to potentially knock down some of the base turrets from ONIC, Super Prince is going to be a problem. And that's what's been the difficult part is every time you try to go in and engage on ONIC, the Searing Torrent, like Midnight mentioned, is such a pivotal part of that team fight. Divine Glaive here for Haji. Lord is going to be for the taking. Should be an easy take. ONIC's probably just going to let this go once again. Kirk will go ahead and push up top. Conceal was used from Mogwin.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna threaten ONIC to not just go for the contest and instead use the Tsunami Slam onto Brusco. They're gonna go and burst him down first. Fortunately, still has the glorious pathway
Kirk
though,
pushing.
and will escape as Kirk just works
Ooh, Kirk is getting towers. Nice.
Okay, they're playing the split.
Oh, Kirk, you need to get out though, bro.
They might lose the Paquito as well.
Kirk, you gotta run. Maybe this is just a sacrifice.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
And he saw this coming.
Look at bot side. They're pushing out of waves. They've dealt with the Lord waves. This is so
Oh.
damn genius for ONIC. Now,
Genius.
this maneuver, yes, you lose a Revitalize, you lose a Paquito, at most you lose 40 seconds,
Sure.
but you
W call from Onyx IGO.
And that's all
They use Kirk as bait so they can clear the waves, so they don't lose any inhibs.
With this kind of composition and lineup, Team Falcons can still play into this though. There's still potential for them to take down some of the base turrets here, but Kirk did work there. Immortality picked up here for Ogwin. Keep an eye on him as they get to the base. Lord is worked on.
Ogwin wants to
Ogwin's dead.
from Super Prince.
Oh no, he flicked it out. Okay.
Forcing out the flicker as well. They lose out on base turrets, but
But no one was defending mid.
Team Falcons, they wanted to force. Ogwin jumped on Super Prince, but he still had that ult. That's pseudo purifying from the Valir. But Team Falcons knew they had to force, they had to do something, because now ONIC again gets to play for another 2 minutes of this game.
Damn, it's so cold in my room, man.
All their spells back, they get all the skills, and then they will allow Savero to farm up more on this Harith.
Again, it's all a matter of time for ONIC here. Malefic Roar picked up too. Biggest need of catch-up is obviously King Kong to be a little bit more, I guess, durable on the Leo Mord, because if they do look to eventually go into an evolved Lord once that comes up to this point, they'll be in actual fighting form. There's going to be a situation where they can actually go ahead and throw themselves into a fight, but they only have one base turret too. So if Team Falcons wants to play, the advantage of having the base turrets down, they can also go for that.
Yeah.
Super Marco's completely locked in here now that he's got the Malefic gun.
Luckily for Falcons, the Lord spawn bot side, so they do have that advantage top side. This Paquito is going to be running point on clearing that wave. So Team Falcons might just look to force a team fight during the Lord dances.
Yeah, they are positioning or somehow feeling like they are anticipating someone from ONIC to at least go up top first.
Yeah.
And that's something I also kind of noticed. Kirk has not been going away from the rest of the team as much anymore. Not at this point in the game where that decision could potentially get heavily punished.
Yeah, it's hard because, Team Falcons, they've done a fantastic job of just housekeeping, wave management. So ONIC feels very awkward for them to actually step outside the base, especially that they don't see anything. So they pop the sentry. Now they see the Esme top side. They saw the Kalea for a bit, moving towards mid. So now it's a go signal for them to clear the wave, and then maybe they go send Kirk top side.
Yeah, they might just replicate what they've done the past couple of Lords. This is going to be a quick one.
Yeah.
For Team Falcons. You can see that. ONIC.
ONIC wants to contest. Oh no,
They were too
Brusco's
quick to
dead.
burst that objective. Brusco using the revitalize, but the tsunami slam gets committed just to make sure that he goes down. Kirk 2 will have to disengage. ONIC lose one.
Bit of indecisiveness there from ONIC. The other members thought they were gonna fight. Brusco committed with the revitalize and the glorious pathway. Unfortunately, the Leomord couldn't reach with the Phantom Steed, so Falcons just took a free kill onto the Hylos.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, you know, maybe you just let this one go again, or maybe they just see what they can do defending in the base. They're gonna have to deal with this last base turret being pushed down here. Team Falcons looking to cap it out.
Oh, great force on the flicker for Super Prince. Even popping the ultimate as well. So
Oh shoot, are they gonna try to close it out here?
already burned by the Super Fam. Severo doesn't have to use the Zaman
Yep, they're gonna try to close it out here. There you go, Falcons game 2.
They just wanna equalize the series.
ONIC messed up their draft so hard early game.
Super counter for Team Falcons. They find the solution against the composition of ONIC, the Esmeralda, the Filipino cannon with an explosive answer.
A great answer in a game that Team Falcons needed here. Again, you know, coming through into the series, you're expecting this back and forth, and this isn't what we get now 2 games in. Team Falcons brought a composition, didn't change things too much. The Esmeralda, we questioned if this would be able to work through it. Well, the answer is yes. Flap was able to have a great performance from the start, making this Esmeralda be an obstacle that ONIC couldn't
Yep,
get past.
ONIC just messed up the draft. I mean, they messed up the execution.
Great usage from the fantasy.
They lost the second turtle. I don't know how they lost second turtle when they have a team fight comp. But then they are on different pages.
Here for Super Marco.
Super Mars.
And yeah, I did feel like ONIC were definitely played to, or forced to play the more passive game, despite this lineup possibly being used both ways. Okay.
I don't know why, by the way, I don't know why when we were seeing that draft and I had that image right there that just happened on screen in my mind. Like, what if they win and it's Flap MVP and he does like kind of a dance move and he doesn't?
You manifested it.
I manifested it.
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable.
This guy would be doing, you know,
He is.
He can impersonate any hero.
He can.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is, and by the way, wasn't Esmeralda sitting on a 0% win rate? Like, it's only picked once.
Yeah.
Now it's picked twice. Yeah. It's got its first win, so.
Yeah. The thing is, there's a lot of like question marks still in this gameplay, but the downside of the Esmeralda pick was very much covered by how Falcons just took over this fight. This was the turning point, I would say. Like, even after the first few aggressions from Team Falcons, that's kind of all right, because you know
Everyone on the ONIC team, they're all on their own page. They're all chasing their own heroes. That's where they messed up. They split up. They split up too far from each other.
All the resource that they have to throw their bodies in front of the Harriet and then the Leomord, and it allowed the Claw to have a massive space in the mid game, because now ONIC had to deal with the Esmeralda the entirety of mid game, and it came to the point where the Claw was just too damn massive.
Yeah, that's I mean, there wasn't much that we saw here in this game, just like it was for Team Falcons game 1 that ONIC could do to handle it. It just felt like they were buckled in for the ride and that Team Falcons was taking them for, you know? And it'll paint an interesting picture as we go through the next game draft even, because there's just a couple things, like when you look at this is, you know, where did it falter for ONIC? Was it the decision to go ahead and, you know, bring out this Valier? Was it not successful enough? Or was it just the start that Team Falcons had? That's why a lot of times when we're also talking about, you know, the early game, the early objectives being the first turtle, sometimes, hate to say it, but that first turtle is so crucial for certain compositions to scale out of control or not.
ONIC messed up. They had the winning draft, but they messed up because they all chased their own heroes and they all split up. That's when Falcon is very strong when it comes to playing numbers. ONIC forced itself to play numbers and now they lost. Ah, they messed up the draft so bad. I mean, they messed up the execution so bad.
Lost their sights on what is important in this game, because you saw how they played Turtle 1, right? Like, I actually think that's that's the way to play neutral objectives. You play for punish. You don't play for the turtle. You play to punish heroes on the side of Team Falcons. So that you lessen the numbers. You allow yourself to have tempo, and then you reduce the amount of moves that they can make after taking neutral objectives. But then second turtle happened. They actually contested Team Falcons, and then it was the other way around. Team Falcons looked to punish. When they went in with a Zaman Force, Phantom Steed, they were dealt by the Esmeralda. And then they were like, okay, maybe we can fight the Esmeralda. And then came in Super Marco with the Blazing Duet on the backside, under the Zaman Force, mind you. And they didn't have enough, resources to deal with it because, they contested. So I think it was just a big lapse of judgment on the side of ONIC, that they forgot what was supposed to happen in this game.
Especially considering their lineup, which I feel are mostly just really ultimate dependent. So a single mistake and miscalculation when it comes to fighting out these objectives would really cost them a lot. It's just really Kirk, I guess, who can afford to be really in their face a lot of times, trying to just scout them out or even deal a bit of poke damage if he wanted to. But for the rest of the members, or even Savero wanting to join in, that's the thing. You just really have to make sure that by the time you use either your Zaman Force or your Phantom Steed, you're pretty much committed to that fight. But I think there were also a couple of times we just felt the hesitation. Yes. That one time where Brusco used the Glorious Pathway, but you don't really see ONIC deciding to do the same together with him.
Yeah, it was all, it makes sense. They talked about it in the draft. Esmeralda's great with, playing into all these shields, especially the Paquito. Now the Paquito's raising back up into the meta. Harith, obviously, Gold Lane's been Gold Lane, Claude Harith, nothing new there, but definitely something that can work. And Team Falcons, decisive game too. So now we've got 1-1 in this best of 7. I'm happy about that, but we might have to call some backup here. Good thing I have my trusty Infinix GT50 Pro. Let me call the host here. Let me see. Hello? Hello? Somebody speak English over there?
Yes, hello? Hello? Yes. Denise. Nasabi sa akin na may sorpresa daw sa screen. At kailangan din natin isama yung mga super fans kung ano nga bang makikita nating surprise. Let's take a look at our screen. Wow, it's the GT50 Pro. The beast is coming from Infinix. You know what, Denise? I'm so excited for this. And with that, we would like to call our representatives from Infinix, Mr. Sherwin Madarang and Miss Iya Pacheco, to join us here in the Champions Arena. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Sherwin. Hello, Iya. It's nice having you here. How's your experience in the Champions Arena?
We can really feel the heat. Parang kailangan ng something na pampalamig.
Ayun, parang dala nyo na nga yung pampalamig, no? And I wanna ask Miss Iya.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna watch my laptop from my bed.
In the gaming
Can you hear me?
And like what we have shown on the screen, what makes Infinix the true game changer? Not just for the pro scene, but for the casual gamers as well, specifically the GT50 Pro.
Yes. Ever since we introduced the GT series, we've seen incredible support from our gamers and pro players that are here today. And that's what drives us to keep on innovating. And at Infinix, we ensure that every upgrade that we do really fits the gaming lifestyle
Watching from
of
my
our
bed,
users.
having my phone in my hand so I can read the chat.
To officially launch and unleash the liquid cooling beast that is the GT50 Pro on June 10 here in the Philippines. And the biggest update and also the biggest feature of the phone is that it has an HydroFlow liquid cooling technology. Kaya naman it keeps the phone cool while you play, so you experience no lags, no overheating, and no frame drops.
I'm so excited. Kaya pala lagi nating binabanggit that it has a liquid cooling effect. Perfect for esports players. Now, Miss Iya, you've talked about innovation, you've talked about expansion. Can we expect the Infinix GT series to expand further? And how good is that for the players?
Yes, actually, the GT
No, it's fine.
Pro is
I don't
just
mind
the
streaming.
beginning because yes, we are expanding our GT series to include wearables like the one you see here, the GT Watch 5 Pro. And And if you pair it with the GT50 Pro, it acts like a secondary display so you can monitor your notifications and even your heart rate. It also has a long-lasting battery, so this is the perfect combo talaga for gamers.
I'm sold. I'm sold. So advanced and it fits your lifestyle as well. Makikita mo yung mga kailangan mo talagang makita like the heart rate monitoring, yung din nakita natin with our players. And Sir Sherwin, we want to know how can our buyers get this Infinix GT50 Pro and the rest of the GT series?
No, we really can't wait to unleash the liquid cooling beast. The new GT50 Pro will be launched this June 10, but we have an early exclusive deals for those who can't wait anymore. For online, you just have to visit the Infinix TikTok shop and get up to 30% off discounts during the MPL playoffs exclusive payday sale. For offline naman, you just have to visit any Infinix stores nationwide for you to enjoy all the gifts and promos discounts worth up to 11,999. And syempre, hindi naman natin pwede kalimutan, for all the MPL fans here in the arena, you just have to visit our Infinix booth outside for you to get the exclusive GT jacket. And we have a bonus because we're giving away for the first 10 customers who will pre-order only for today, we're giving you free MPL Grand Finals ticket.
Oh my gosh! So sa mga gusto makakuha ng Grand Finals ticket, and not just that, sa mga gustong makakuha ng early discounts, visit na kayo sa ating MPL Festival. Alam mo, Denise, I would have to check that out later on.
Yes, at sino bang may ayaw manood ng Grand Finals tomorrow? Thank you to Infinix, but I want to hear your thoughts, Sherwin, because for the longest time, Infinix and MPL have been partners for so many seasons. So how does it feel that you guys are playing this major role of empowering our esports players?
You know, it's been a beautiful journey for us in Infinix because through MPL, it allows us to continue our commitment to the gaming community because it allows us to empower our Filipino talents. We're able to give them a platform where they can grow, compete, and succeed. And I think that's one of the main objective of Infinix as a brand is to develop high-performing gaming devices, just like the GT series, for us to give them the ultimate gaming experience. And I think it makes us happy that we see our local talents not only thrive here in the Philippines, but also locally. And we're happy and proud to be part of something as big as that.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much for supporting local gamers, Filipino gamers, at alam naman natin na nagtathrive tayo even worldwide. Thank you so much, Iya and Sherwin, for being with us today. And sana na-excite din ang ating mga super fans sa mga narinig nila. Palakpakan naman natin ang Infinix! And with that, ito-throw na muna natin sa ating panel. At pwede nyo ba kaming sabayan? When we say lakas ng Pinas, sabay-sabay nating sabihin na palag na to. Okay? Lakas ng Pinas! Palag na to!
Thank you, Odin and Denise, and of course to Infinix with the launch of the GT50 Pro. Really excited to get my hands on that, and wait, you might see a few of us starting to show that off too. So, Falcons got to show off a comeback in that previous game, and it was the two picks that we highlighted. Of course, we had our doubts towards the Esmeralda, but Flap made it work.
Sure.
And with the presence of the Valier, Haji and the Valentina got to mark him.
Tingin ko yun nga yung Valentina yung naging game changer dito sa laban na to. And you would remember that game as a game na pinanaran ni Haji, lalo dun sa mga mid-game choices niya kung ano yung kape niya. But it also started dun sa first turtle pa lang. So I'm gonna show you this clip that is a precedent of what will happen. Kasi itong ONIC Philippines, parang nagkaroon sila ng awkward situation where gusto nilang kumukunin yung kill dito kay Ogwin, pero makapag-sustain si Ogwin for a little bit, nakausog siya ng konti doon. Tapos ito si King Kong, mapapansin nyo na magdadalawang isip siya kung i-go ko ba to o hindi. He has the retribution, pero parang hindi pa enough yung mga skills niya. So parang kailangan niyang i-commit to kanyang battle spell, which is retribution. Tapos that will mean that Falcons will eventually get their hands on the turtle for free dahil na-retry na nga. Tapos, Brusco was low. You could give the ultimate naman na kinopen ni Haji na naging sulit na nga. Eventually, Flap will get the kill, but this is the start of the snowball na makita natin mula sa Falcons. So, it all started with that awkward spot na nilagay ng Falcons itong si Kinko that eventually snowballed because Haji was able to just control and pilot this Valentina like a boss.
And this is why Valentina for Haji has been his best pick, and Haji is statistically the best Valentina so far in MPL Philippines 17, at least for majority of the stats in the regular season. And you can expect that if there are heroes such as Lapu-Lapu or the Leomord, the Valentina loves cosplaying as those two. Now, my question is ONIC willing to give that? Because so far it seems like Falcons definitely, I think Claude for Severo, they should just not give that anymore. Meanwhile, the Valentina for Haji, I think they shouldn't give it. But before we talk about the draft, I think we can do something here. Oh, there's people around us. Hi, everyone! Cool. All right, so we're going to do a little trip around the arena. I've always wanted to do this. I was always a big fan of... wait, this is part of my dreams. Hey everybody, my name is Renmore. Welcome to my crib. Well, I don't actually live here, but you know, this is our home. This is the Champions Arena. All the way up until the end, you see our fans. We're actually here on the Falcon side. Wolf, you can go ahead, sir. You
Okay,
go ahead.
all right. So, hello.
Guys, this is your moment. Time to show off. Show off. Say hi to the crowd right now. Everybody, as we pass by with the camera, wave and make some noise. Clip this. You're gonna want to put this in your VTR for your wedding when you get married. You want to show this to your grandkids.
Pinapaupo tayo saglit. Okay, so ano? Okay, so Falcons fan ba tayo, kuya?
Yes.
Ano ang, sino ang favorite na player mo sa Falcons?
Kyle.
Woo! Ano ang one word to describe Kyle? Magaling. Okay,
All right.
Very simple. All right, thank you,
One
kuya.
word pero dalawang beses pinitaw. One word pa rin yun. Tama naman. Okay. So, yeah, here in the Champions Arena, here at the San Juan Arena, it's just a great experience, of course, with the fans. They're always so energetic about this side with the Super Fam side.
Okay.
How's everyone doing?
Mga merong sobrang excited dito, kuya. Sonics.
Why are you showing off your Instagram, bro? Follow him. Give him a follow. Wait, did I see a newborn baby? Who showed a picture of a newborn? Are you new parents? Oh, that's cute. Congratulations. Oh, your niece. Congratulations to the family. Hey, make some noise for their family. The Super Fam just got even bigger.
Right. Should we still Uy, can you translate this for us, Mr. Redmark? Medyo familiar naman tayo dun sa Semangat.
Oh, Semangat Severo is telling them, fight, Severo.
From Indonesia.
Oh, you're from Indonesia. Okay. You came from Indonesia, all right. Okay, so...
Indonesia jersey.
Oh, okay. So are you supporting Severo?
Indonesian.
Okay. Semangat. All right.
Say, apa kabar? Baik? Baik. Okay. Good. All right. So, of course, wait, I'm getting tired, man. I didn't expect to go around. I didn't get that much sleep, but don't worry. Right now, you're seeing the players on the screen, but we're still going around the arena as we go around. Super Fam, make some noise! But I'm pretty sure the Falcons won't let up. Falcons Nest, make some noise! We loud here in MPLPH.
Shoutouts to our Indonesian fans who actually flew here to the Philippines just to support their Indonesian representative. Of course, Savero is here. So, terima kasih for coming here.
Terima kasih, that is Care Salamat.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Forgetting to thank you in French.
Merci.
Merci?
All right, you got to start?
Tama ba?
Yeah, right?
I think so.
Dude, I'm gaslighting myself and thinking, is it bonjour? Wait, no, that's hello.
That's hello.
All right, we're in the draft, and
okay,
I sort of missed what maps we're in. That was a bit of a hike.
Medyo hindi ko in-expect na mag-workout ngayong araw na to.
Yeah, it's all right.
Ano pala yun?
I'm
Shoutout kina Hansat Bri. Akala ko hindi siya nakakapagod. Sa una, nakakahingal pala.
All right.
It is.
Let me go to my chair. Let me go to my chair.
3, 2, 1. Drafting phase. Don't you ever wonder why we have a countdown for the drafting phase?
Oh, no.
All right.
Well, I guess because of the hype or what? Why?
That's true.
Yeah. Well, we are hyped because this time baka makakita na tayo ng hinahanap at inaasam-asam natin Moscow. But I think the same set of bans. Blue side naman ngayon ng Falcons, the hero that they prioritized before was the Kalea actually. So there is a big chance na ito yung unahin ng Falcons. Parang dinay nila away from ONIC.
Hopefully that's louder for you guys. 'Cause I was listening on my stream and it didn't sound so loud.
Maybe this time they'll go for the Gwyn, the Kalea quick combo we've been talking about.
Atin na nga yung Kalea. So this is what?
Kalea?
Jushin
Okay.
and Claude for ONIC.
I think that's
Okay.
Ooh, still cold, bro. I turned my heater on. It's still
You
cold.
don't even need to like tease whether or not you're gonna pick the Claude.
Siguro ang pwedeng alternative for that is Harley, priority for ONIC. But I doubt it. Tingin ko yung Claude yung safest. Kasi parang tinake away mo na siya sa Falcons. Tapos pwede pa matago yung jungle options mo because there's so many jungle options left. There's still the Suyo, Leomord, as well as the Harley. So, can I also say? Okay, so yeah. So this should be Gwyn.
Gwyn. Yeah, instead of the Suyo or Harley, just pick up the Gwyn already.
Gwyn Harith. Suyo Valentina.
Okay, they're still, they just wanna see if they can attempt what happened in game number. But maybe this time, I'll get my wish. We'll get our wish.
This is what I'm talking about. The one thing I hate about
But I think if ever
the one thing I
they
hate about
appreciate
global
something,
in the
so right,
MPO
they ban
is they don't do global
Leomord,
bans.
tsaka Fredrin.
So you're seeing the same heroes picked every game.
Iwan na lang yung Fredrin eh.
Iwan na lang yung Fredrin.
Ban mo yung
Literally
Leo
the same
or
heroes
ban
picked
mo
every
yung
game.
Harley.
Leo Harley, I agree with that. I think it's a valid set of bans here for Falcons, knowing na sila yung second pick. So, pwede ko kayang kalabitin yung katabi na. Meron kasi akong idol dito eh. Naka-sombrero. Pwede kayang tanongin to anong mga suggested nyo na picks.
Hindi ko alam kung pwede. Pwede kaya natin.
Parang pwede
Konting sorpresa lang. Pwede ba?
Pwede kaya tang lapitan tong idol ko na to.
Pwede ba?
Boss. Kamusta, boss?
Okay lang, boss.
Ano ba i-describe sa atin sino yung kinakausap natin ngayon?
Actually, feeling ko, pa-introduce na lang po. Ano po ulit pangalan nyo para sa fans? Introduce yourself po.
Ako po si Renmar.
Uy! Parang may something. I'm kidding around. Please make some noise for Coach Yeb!
Okay, so Coach Yeb, meron ka bang dito, bibigyan mo namin tips, ano yung tingin mo nga hero na mapipick dito?
Saan ba? Sa ONIC?
Kahit saan po.
Harith ulit to.
Harith, okay. Thank you so much, Coach Yeb.
Thank you, Coach Yeb.
Very good. Actually, I like that input. Instead of the Moskov na gusto natin, Harith daw.
But I gotta turn my heater on.
Benefit ng
I gotta turn it higher.
Denmark,
It is so
it's a
dang
good
cold.
combination with the Kalea because pag Moskov kasi, pag late game ka pa makakuha ng pantunaw mo na combination with the Kalea. But with Harith, in the early stage pa lang, yung Synchro Vision is already enough for the damage output.
So maybe if ever they're gonna adjust something, it's the Arlot pick from earlier.
Yes.
Again, we did get to see, but it's just...
I don't know if it's just too early in the morning, so it's still cold outside. It's so cold. I'm freezing.
This I like. They still open up the Leomord and the...
It's 70 degrees outside and I'm freezing, guys.
Kasi fourth pick ito ng ONIC kanina. So, yeah, I like that ban.
Yeah, and looking back, maybe this might make the Arlot and Harith work better than it did in Game 1.
I agree.
Especially for the early.
So, does that mean nakukunin ng ONIC yung Arlot for the denial? Or will they go for a glue this time?
I think I would suggest the glue because with the Valentina there, if they go anything with Arlot, Lapo, those big ultimates, the early game of Falcons looks better, diba?
Parang ganun parang binigay mo na rin lang di yung Arlot kasi they will still copy it.
Exactly. Except you're just giving it to Haji and then they'll have Arlot plus whatever pick Flap ends up with.
Yeah. So we're thinking about the Leomord.
Expected.
There's the expected pickup. So it will indeed be the Leomord, Arlot, and the Harith. Ang expect I think we'll double down sa Harith this time, although parang miniwish ko yung Moscow. But yeah, the Harith just makes total sense. With the Suyo, tapos may Kalea.
Isn't this sorrowable? Because you see the Leomord. Or is it tough because it's still a blind pick, you don't see the EXP?
You know what? Parang mas gusto ko na pick yun over the Arlot.
Right, yeah. Sora, just close with the Sora Harith.
Yeah. And there's no chance kasi wala nang focus, wala nang Valentina.
Yeah.
The worst that can happen is magkuha ng Hilda itong ONIC.
Yeah.
So that will be a deadly pick. And Sora plus the Kalea parang sobrang taas ng damage output and the crowd ground control to get out from those
Yeah.
Ooh,
heroes.
Moscow
A lot of
Charizard,
ground control
nice.
available for you. What's
A
it gonna
much
be?
better
Okay.
draft than the first game.
Oh, they finally get the Moskov.
There's no chance for Louis and ONIC. Maybe ang best option dito is something like a Benedetta para meron kang pang split push. The Paquito being banned
Benedetta.
means na parang wala ka ng ibang hero na
Oh, honestly, if you want to even go the risky route, go blue. Oh, YZ's not bad either.
It will be the Yuzhong. So far, I do like the adjustments mula sa Falcons. Tingin ko hindi naman to sobrang one-sided, but if I were to choose, Falcons have a more holistic draft in a way na meron silang late game, meron silang split push. Ang hirap nilang habulin sa mapa with the hero composition of ONIC, lalo na
Now
nag-decide ONIC na
Coach Moody is actually locking in.
Yeah, numbers wise though,
Both drafts are good.
lineup rating leads towards for ONIC. I'm a little bit more Falcons
But definitely a lot better
I think we
than the
also have
first
to look
draft.
for the timing, the early game timing of the Black Dragon form once the Yuzhong hits level 4 and how well Kirk is going to be able to use it and what ultimate Haji is gonna take. All right, it's loading up San Juan Arena. I want to hear you scream. Welcome back, our casters.
Here we go, jumping into game 3. I'll tell you what, if you guys missed the first 2 games, game 1, heavily in favor of one side. Game 2, heavily in favor of one other side. Now, I'll say this, we need a back and forth here for game 3. And I think the draft, I was a little worried. I'll share my sentiments here. I was a little worried when we were getting through the first phase.
Yeah. Dude, when I saw the Alice, I was like, thank God. Thank God they removed Alice.
There have been changes, to say the least. Even our panelists have rejoiced over the Moscow choice here by Team Falcons because it felt like something that wasn't part of their options for the past few games, but now they finally pick it up.
Which is good because now we have 2 comps that actually contradict each other. You have a full engaged comp from ONIC with a Gatot, Claude, Leomord, Yuzhong, and then you have a sort of like slow and steady setup with the Moscow split push in the late game.
Yeah, this is one of the cases that we were looking for from one game to another so far. But again, this could be part of the plan. You know, for both teams going through a best of 7, you're now evening it out. You're bringing it down to this. You bring these compositions that actually counterplay into each other. And what we were saying were, you know,
Whoa, 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 whoa! It must have been, or almost could have been, a solo kill right there.
If must have been a win.
Yeah, I was supposed to say the win, but you know,
Must have been the win.
I can't consider that a win. That literally happened. Everything happened in front of our eyes. So
no, bring it on.
What?
It must have been the body of Smith.
Oh.
It is.
Pass.
It is actually the body of Smith.
It's the pat. It must have been that bod, right? Because that's why he survived.
Yeah, he only missed 1 minion. Oh, Brusco.
Can they survive this though? The unbreakable
nice
into
set
the
from
fastest
Brusco.
speed! First blood is gonna be Kyle. Not so good for Team Falcons. Flap kind of survives though.
Yeah, good rotations, however, from ONIC. They know how important this EXP lane is for the first turtle. Unfortunately for Team Falcons, they were caught red-handed, still taking the green camp, and then the Leomord was already level 4, so now they get EXP prio. Because of that, they get turtle prio as well, and this is the scary thing about ONIC's lineup. They can actually snowball, even with a Claude lineup, because guess what? Next turtle, the same problem is still gonna exist. There's a Yuzhong, there's a Black Dragon in an objective fight.
One thing you're gonna wanna take note of for Team Falcons on how they approach some of the early skirmishes, some of the team fights that break out. They obviously, I will say, it's much better that happens and you have all this action before the first turtle. It can set the pace of a game, but now Team Falcons has to kind of respond to that. How do they do that, right? Now that Kyle's level 4, Flap, he's probably going to be an integral part of this too. Again, the penalty zone is going to be massive. And at the same time, Haji, this Valentina after Valentina, what can he do with it?
Yeah, but it's going to be a much slower pace for Falcons though. Flap is not on a similar kind of XP laner like the Esmeralda that we saw from him in game number 2. And the fact that Kirk has forced him to go home in their first meet, that's already a lot for ONIC.
I actually, you know, I like that you brought it up because I think this Trizla, even though as much as I like Trizla, like I call this guy the international placeholder because you don't really lose that lane. Oh, wait,
hold on, thought.
Prince is gonna go in, so is King Kong. Super Marco could not get bulletproof in that one.
Yeah, so this is my big concern with this Trizla, right? You don't really do anything in the early game. Wait, Super Prince, no Purify.
The response from Falcons might just be another punish. They find 2 members instead of Falcons finding 1. Oh wait, Super Prince did go down though.
Yeah, he had 1 HP. He was kind of bait, like he was the bait. he went back for it. I don't know if he needed to die there, but nonetheless, they come out on top of the trade.
Yeah, and then if I can go back to Marco, let me go back to the analysis, Marco. So yeah, what does the Tirisla give Team Falcons, right? It's the slow objectives, but because of how the composition works for both sides, ONIC can just go look for other place outside of the EXP lane, because again, they already have the EXP prior. There's basically a dub already on the EXP lane. Go find some moves on the other side of the map, which is going to allow ONIC to pressure the Moscow as well. And because of what we saw earlier, now this Claude is a scaling problem.
Yep, 2-0 and 1 already. Cursor Sight locked in. Very strong start for a Claude in the hands of Severo when honestly, you know, you wait for Claude to go ahead and scale up. Well, now you've got an early head start. This is going to be a turtle for the taking.
Yeah, that's a Black Dragon form already. Petrify not used just yet, but it's already going to be enough. Oh, there you go. They
the AOG lane
The
goes.
penalty zone won't be able to convert into much. King Kong secures the objective as they change targets and go for Oakwin instead. There is nowhere to run, and Haji barely escapes, but Kirk goes for the dive!
Woo! ONIC, they're feeling it this one. I thought it was going to be closer, but it all fell apart again before the first hurdle.
Yeah, Kirk got frustrated. I wanted to play Paquito last game, but then you pick it up on Marco.
Oh my goodness, Severo actually made it to that fight. He got the gold.
You know what? ONIC, they got frustrated, man.
They're styling on Falcons.
Yeah, after game 2, they were like, okay, Flop might have been able to dance around us on game number 2. Now what does a Tirisla do?
Yeah.
With you on Tirisla, there's no explosive movements coming out from Team Falcons. So ONIC, they can just move around the map, constantly look for pickups.
Yep, they're going for this turret first. Oakwin can wait. And now that they've taken this turret, Oakwin is looking to fall next. Kyle, Flap, and Super Marco will be here, but ONIC, that's all they wanted to take.
This feels like Team Falcons just can't keep up with the ONIC Flash is what we called it, you know, when they went through that sweep too. And it's just, they're everywhere they need to be at the right time, and Team Falcons lineup is moving a little bit slow to respond against ONIC.
And it's not really their fault, because their lineup has to check for a lot of things, right? Number one, where's the Leomord?
Yeah.
But even step number 1, they can't even check the box, because the first guy that they see, the first contact is always the Yuzong or the Gacha, which becomes a little bit problematic for Flap, because even if he finds the Leomord, even if he counter-engages, the Yuzong just destroys the backline.
Okay, Brusco, could he be taken out here? Won't even use the AOG. He's just gonna stand in front of everyone from Falcons, and I agree. Even that one moment where we saw Flap potentially might find an angle, they were just like waiting for him.
Yeah.
They were forcing him to use the penalty zone, but then he still goes down.
And there's no follow-up, right? Because again, Kirk is just on the backside, dealing with the other damage dealers on the side of Team Falcons. Again, look at this. No first contact for Team Falcons. Who do you jump if you're Flap? Who do you use the penalty zone on?
Yeah, this is one of the things though too. You know, he just got the War Axe locked in. He's about 1,000 gold behind Kirk. And Kirk has had a hell of a game already so far throughout this Yuzhong. And even if he's not getting a bunch of kills, it's just the threat of the Dragon form, and they're doing this for the purple buff. So Team Falcons,
that's a Tsunami Slap committed, but Oakwin nearly went down yet again. A stun from Kyle, but it forces out the turret from Severo, and Kyle! He finds the kill on Flap!
Oh, even with the jump, even with the first engage, they cannot deal with his overwhelming frontline survivability of ONIC.
Kirk, what the?
Okay.
What was that, Kirk?
For Falcons, and they hold on to their tier 2 in mid.
All right, both XP laners go down. That's a trade. I don't know if that needed to happen, but it did, and it's a kill for Team Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, they overstayed a bit on the side of Team for ONIC Philippines, but I don't think they're gonna be sad about it, because look at Severo. He's level 10 against the level 8 of Super Marco on the Moskov.
2K almost
2K on a gold lead. And nearing the Trinity as well on the Claude. This next Lord fight is going to be a big challenge for Team Falcons.
Yep, looks like Prince is going into that Sky Piercer as well for his next item. This is what we saw him do previously, you know. Gets the utility that a glowing wand also provides him, and that's enough to make it work and be successful. Fight for the buff.
Tsunami Slam and penalty zone get used on Brusco, but was that the right choice? ONIC are just prepared to fight back, even under the turret. Going in! Blazing Duet! And they're just pushed
bullshit anymore. He also just got the Sky Piercer.
Yeah, and guess what? Almost same draft from game number 1.
Yeah.
Same outcome. And Kirk again, what a counter engage. It feels like there's no answer from Team Falcons. This Yuzong last pick is just destroying all reinforcements from Team Falcons. How do you follow up with the Tsunami Slam when there's a big black dragon destroying your back line?
Hey man, you gotta watch out for those dragons from Kirk and anybody else. It's just so threatening to deal with, and now Lord is secured.
Wow.
Yeah, they barely got any turrets too. They just got one tier 1 up top, and that's about it. It's not even a lineup you could also really just convincingly get out of your base with this kind of lead that already exists between you and ONIC. I mean, they do have Super Marco, but it feels like you need Super Marco to get online.
Oh, wait. Okay, Purify at least. They force out on Savero.
They do get a Purify out, so Savero might want to keep things in control. Doesn't have a defensive item just yet, but they do have free reign to go ahead and knock down some of these base turrets of Team Falcons. They get it low enough. What's going to be walking in?
Oh, not looking good for Blab. Uses the penalty zone to escape. But the Sky Piercer and the AOG just blocks off their exit once more. They get to dodge the Petrify from Kirk, but ONIC are in the base. They still have the lore,
I think this is game.
and they don't want to mind anything else.
Yeah, this
Anyone
game.
else. They see nothing but the base as they secure game number 3.
Once again, ONIC showcases mastery, dominance, and the House of the Dragon from the House of Kirk.
Dang, it's another. There's no like these games.
No, wait, sorry, that's season 3.
It's always been one-sided.
Hey, we're going
I want to see a
season 4,
game
but
where it's
man,
actually competitive.
I'll tell
It's
you
like
what,
back and
that
forth.
was as dominant as we saw in game 1 for them. I thought it'd be a different result because of the draft, man, but no. It doesn't matter. They still come in through with the ONIC Flash.
Yeah, we did get the Moskov, but I don't know about the Terizla. Again, it just opened up the game for Savero. He became too massive. Same story as in game number 1, and Kirk again on this Yuzong just completely dismantling the front lines, allowing the Claw to just free hit Savero as well. So active with the blazing duets, even sometimes diving the backline alongside the Yuzong, which gives a lot of space and a lot of playing room for the Super family.
Yeah, I swear this last pick Yuzhong changes so much of what we expected to happen in this game.
Yeah. This is, I like to see it too. So Vero's going to be MVP here.
Oh.
He's got him. He's got him. No, man. I've been loving Savero. I'm so glad he's here in the MPL Philippines.
Yeah, dude.
5-0-9. This guy.
While keeping the pace.
He always does. That's what. So it's like a little thing that I just noticed with Savero. Like every time he gets MVP or every time he has this moment with the camera, it's like you see him smile and be really happy, but then he like goes back to serious. It's so, I don't know, it's just so warming to see.
Yeah.
I feel like he's really set into the super fam kind of environment and culture there.
It's a good character, right? Like you get that outside of the game and inside the game. 'Cause guess what? He plays the same way in game. He smiles, okay, I'll join team fight, and I go back to farming. I go back to brushing wave. I go back to split pushing, and then I see a team fight again. Let me smile, blazing do it, and then I go back. He's a very chill guy.
Because that's his default. That's his default pace.
Yeah.
I love it, man. All season long, I've noticed that, and I'm just like, man, that makes me so happy to see. It also just makes me happy to see him, perform like this, get to a point where he's like, because every single time a Claude is picked up, and the reason why Claude is so dominant throughout our picks and the draft is because Claude scales up really well. Well, hell, when you start early like this, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're still going to scale up, but you just hit that timing way faster here. And also, I would say maybe my second MVP for this was actually Kirk. The Black Dragon form, the way that it started too against Flap that's so solid because, hey, I will say we saw Kirk make some mistakes yesterday. Today he's playing out of his mind in a very important match to get to the grand final.
Yeah, and to be fair, even game 2, like he was playing okay. It's just that he was countered. This game, no counters whatsoever. Even though there's a Valentina on the other side, there could be 2 dragons this game, but it didn't matter because every time he used the Black Dragon form, there was always that threat of the AOG and the Blazing Duet, which is, funnily enough, wouldn't work if you're not ONIC or if you don't have synergy, because the way that ONIC played this game is they go play front to back, and then the Yuzong dismantles the back line. You can just leave the Yuzong on the backside, right? And then just deal with the frontliners of Team Falcons. But what Brusco and Savero keeps on doing is we don't have to worry about Kalea. He's useless.
Yeah.
Let's just kill the Moskov, the Suyos, the Valentina. And because of that, there's no other way for Team Falcons to actually follow up with the engage from Flap, which also made the game awkward for the Rizla. Because again, when do you actually use the penalty zone?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like before we got into the game, both drafts were relatively honest.
Yeah.
Like you knew that they would most likely go for that front to back approach nonetheless, but
Same picks we've seen.
yeah, it's almost the same picks as well for Falcons, but
This is a 10 and 35, by the way.
that's the thing. Like we barely, like, they just had what, one Lord?
Yeah, this is why I'm saying this is the ONIC Flash, man.
Yeah. Season 14.
Yeah.
House of Kirk.
What is going on?
And that's the last time they met too. Imagine that.
Oh, in the
The playoffs.
The playoffs, yeah.
Damn.
This is so. I mean, now it's weird because 3 games in a row we've had very one-sided games.
Yeah.
And this is so different also just from what we saw yesterday.
One good note for Team Falcons, I guess, moving forward in the series. This is Ocean Claude. A big no-no.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Especially the Jushin, I would say.
Yeah.
Yep. No, just
And maybe, wait, isn't that back-to-back-to-back games for Open on the Kalea? Or no?
Yes.
yes.
Thinking right? Yeah.
The second one won, but the first and third did not.
Yeah, but it's not because of the Kalea. It's because of the Esme.
Yeah, the Ezra though.
And also Super Market flickering in.
Yeah.
And it's always been the Kalea balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Where's my Kalea Gwyn? Hello.
After Hanji played so many different mid-lane picks
Mid-laners.
too, I'm so surprised that we're just getting Valentine.
Dude, in regular season,
Yeah,
we saw a lot of like Gwyn,
Here's a grinding.
Kalea, and Farsa
Yep.
from Team Falcons. That's why I love them. Like they just knew how to build comps, right?
Yeah.
And coming direct to playoff,
Yeah.
they go play Kalea Guinevere.
Yeah.
Kalea Valentina into nothing.
Hey,
Hey.
To be fair, I think there was an attempt from Falcons to be just as creative in their opening match in the playoffs too.
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
But
You know.
that's the problem. Like whatever they've been trying hasn't been working as much, and they're not really sticking to what has worked for them.
Yeah.
Midnight, I'm gonna give you this.
Okay,
This is
sure. Thank you, sir.
from Sip. Because
Thank you.
As soon as I hear dude, and I see I hear the gears grinding, you need that. It's purified water that's filtered through volcanic rocks for a crisp, clean taste. That quenches like no other. Quench that thirst. Take that sip, Midnight.
Yes, please.
There it is.
Okay, do you need a fan?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Oh
there,
wow, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
No, this is a manual fan.
Because people are probably sharing the sentiments, and that's why comfort's important. Thank God for the players over there having the max 5D
Yes, sir.
on stage. That's clever engineering, keeping these teams locked in, and no distractions, just pure performance. Brought to you by TT Racing Philippines. We have your back. These are. I always look at these. These are the Swifts. Not
Yeah,
the,
Swift X Pro.
Yeah, Swift X Pro. Make sure you guys get those as well. There's tons of pairs to choose from. Also, we're calling all the super fans. If you guys want to go ahead and connect with the most passionate community out there, scan those QR codes. MPL Philippines official Facebook group, the Superfan channel, and the MLBB official Discord. That's all for you guys.
Get your all-access pass to exclusive content, the latest news, and community discussions. You can lead the conversation and have a chance to be featured as our super fan of the month.
Be part of the MPL Philippines family. Scan the QR code right now on your screens and join the conversation. See you there.
See you there.
You guys can talk about this Kalea Valentina situation.
Say whatever you want.
See you there.
Go.
I'm sure
have a
people.
talk.
I'm sure
Discuss.
If
Okay.
you feel the same
Don't
way
fight.
Midnight does, just start with dude.
No. I'm just saying discuss. You don't fight. Just discuss. Don't. Okay.
Yeah, just
Start.
discuss.
Don't start a conversation with. Dude.
I mean, that's what you do.
It's so abrupt.
Sorry. Right? That's what he does. Am I wrong?
No.
You know that Midnight's about to make a point if he starts with dude. Like, that's just how it is, right? I know someone else wants to make a point. I think later we got a special guest. Let's throw it over to our on-ground panel.
Evas, maraming salamat Womi, and of course the casters as well on the English broadcast. Redborn Wolf still here. Before we loop in a important guest, I think we just have to ask real quick for Wolf thoughts on the execution, because I feel like drafts were all right with it, but the execution was kind of off.
Parang tingin ko kasi lumaban sila dun sa time na exit na parang safe na safe siya for the side of ONIC Philippines. Parang yung play nung ONIC Philippines ay 5-man. Tapos parang tinipilit nila yung bakbakan dun sa gantong klaseng realm. So ibig sabihin, yung ONIC Philippines, nakuha nila yung game na gusto nilang laruin.
Yeah, and I think now we have to address a big elephant in the room, which is, no, not me and my obsession with Moskov, but Super Freeze on this Juicin has been stopping a lot of the aggression that Falcons wants to do in the early game, and in 2 games now has led to Ogwen and or Kyle getting taken down very early.
I think yung Jushin, isang hero na nung pagkakalabas pa lang gamit na gamit agad yung Super Freeze, automatically banned against them. And the reason why the Jushin wasn't picked there by ONIC Philippines in game number 2 was because of the bans. Tingin ko dahil sa red side doon yung ONIC Philippines, blue side. Nang nasa red side sila, nagkaroon sila ng chance na kunin yung hero na yon at sobrang masterful nga naman ni Super Freeze. I think yung way niya na paglaro ng isang Jushin is sobrang aggressive. Nakita naman natin na mataas yung river control nila because of the aggression coming out of from Super Freeze. That's why even with just the Gatot Kacha, parang napaka-oppressive nila from the mid lane.
Yeah, and that was in the keys to victory earlier, where we said that river control is very important here to be managed, especially on the Falcon side, because that's been one of ONIC's biggest strengths, not just in the... Well, we didn't see that much of it in the regular season. Back then, it was the jumping pattern. It was really in the playoffs. But the more we talk about this, I feel like it's time for us to loop in our very special guest live from a very iconic setup in Indonesia. It's our good friend Mirko joining us on the broadcast as we loop in. What's up, boy?
Yo! Hey, what's up, boy? How you doing, boys? How you doing?
We're doing good.
Loud. Sorry.
No, but we're doing good. All right, so as everyone knows, MPL ID is taking a break. Their playoffs are going to be in the upcoming week, but we just want to get your thoughts on a few things here. First off, how are you enjoying the MPL PH playoffs, man? Thoughts on it so far?
Hey, dude, I mean, it's great. So far, I've been really enjoying it. You know, the viewers have been enjoying it as well on the Restream. It's fantastic. I always enjoy MPL Philippines, and this season especially, we're 100% mirror blessed. I got all the predictions right. So far, it's also very close in the lower bracket finals.
ONIC and Falcons definitely competitive, just trading a lot of one-sided victories. But of course, one of the biggest headlines heading into this preseason is, of course, that big trade. Kelra going to Indonesia, Severo coming here to the Philippines. How has, for people who may have missed out on the action in Indonesia, how has Kelra been?
Dude, Kelra's been horrible, you know. Nah, I'm joking. Dude, he's Kelra, you know. Like, any team he joins, he's going to pop off in, especially because he's an ONIC. He's already in the best team in Indonesia by a long shot, so Kelra's popping off as expected. I think it's more surprising that Severo is connected with the rest of the team quickly.
And speaking of Severo, he's the first import player in MPLPH, and I'm personally impressed about his performance. But how about you? Are you impressed about his performance? What are your thoughts about Severo so far?
Oh, dude, I'm very impressed. I wanted to make a joke, but no, seriously, this guy is special. Like, he's very, very good. Even in Season 15, when he debuted, we were hyping him up so much. We were talking about his potential. But unfortunately, in Season 16, right, ONIC
I hope we get
decided
to see
go
an actual
for
good game.
a ready gold laner. A gold laner who was already matured, who was already complete. And that's
I don't
want to
see. I don't want to see
I think
snowballs
Severo,
after
even from
snowballs,
Season 15,
man.
all of us were saying, the analysts, the coaches, that he can have a higher peak than even Skyler.
And he's always been the richest when it comes to the gold lane. So how do you feel about being the richest caster, Mirko? Don't answer that question. I feel like these...
You are the richest caster, Wolf. Pinaka rich. You are Pinaka rich right now. And
So
another Pinaka, if you know, you know.
So this is what it feels like with two rich people talking, and me as a
come
normie,
on,
I'm
man.
just here. I'm just like, all right, you guys duke it out.
Oh yeah, kidding aside, Mirko. MPL idea has been... I guess interesting is the word that I would use. It's
Very
been
interesting.
very chaotic, but what are your thoughts about the regular season of MPL ID?
Dude, it's been amazing. Honestly, I think this is the best regular season we've ever had in ID. Everything was so close except for number 1 and number 9. Unfortunately, those were decided very early. ONIC are clearly the best team. RQ are clearly the worst team this season. But number 2 to number 8, it was close all the way to the final day. We even had a tiebreaker scenario. the fight continued all the way to day number 3 of week number 9. Navi versus Geek Fam to make it a playoff. So regular season ID is amazing. I just hope that the playoffs gives us similar vibes. I hope it's not just ONIC trashing on all the other teams as usual.
All right, since you already touched on the playoffs and we know ONIC being ONIC in Indonesia, who's the one team that we should watch out for in the MPL ID playoffs?
Renmar. Oh. What is this question, man? What is this question? You have the green robots right there. You know, they're choking all the time. We have the red robots in Indo, bro. Bigatron, my goats. Hey. Let me tell you about Bigatron. Let me tell you about Bigatron, all right? They're pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. You know, they're pretty bad.
At least you're honest.
They're only bad against lower teams, okay? If they're going up against teams that you expect they would smash, they will lose. But if they go up against the top teams, they for some reason show up. I don't know why. We even gave them the moniker of Robin Hood because they steal from the rich and give to the poor every single time.
God.
They were actually the ones to make the tiebreaker scenario and all that possible. So thank you, BTR, for an amazing regular season. Horrible win rate, but again, as I said, it's about beating the top teams. And guess what? No other team is worse than Bigatron right now. So they're gonna win everything, Wolf, Renmar.
Seems like it's gonna be a really tense time for the fans of Bigatron by Vitality. But hey, it's time for us to wrap this up just in a bit because the draft's about to start. So this is a two-part question real quick for the lower bracket finals. What's your mere bless? Since you said it's been a bless so far for your predictions.
Okay, so far predictions have actually been 100%, so I'm gonna go with the same prediction as the video. Falcons 4-3. That's sad because I want ONIC, you know, I want Savero, I want King Kong to make it. But let's just leave it at that. I don't want to curse anybody. I love both teams. They're amazing. And TLPH are already in grand final, so it's okay.
All right, so let's see if that'll be a mere curse or bless. One last. Personally, who do you want to see move forward? Predictions aside, analysis aside, who do you want to see move forward and face off against Liquid and get that ticket to MSC and EWC?
ONIC Philippines. I think I want to see that. After yesterday, like, dude, what the heck? Come on, yeah. I mean, the Sonics are amazing. That's one. And then to see them in the grand finals. Plus, Game 4. Was that not the best game of playoffs so far? And it was ONIC TL, so we got to get a rematch.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Miracle. I know you have to get back to the watch party, but it's always great to have you here in MPL Philippines.
Thank you.
Say bye while waving and give us a big smile.
See you, GOAT. There you go.
My GOAT's Bigatron. They're gonna win everything.
That's my GOAT, Mirko! Okay, thank you so much, Mirko. At syempre, ipapunta na tayo sa ika-apat na laro ng ating series na to. And he did say that it will be ONIC Philippines that he wants to see. And I don't doubt that because I think he's a Savero. He's from Indonesia. Savero's from Indonesia.
True.
It's easy to really correlate that. And I feel like itong ONIC Philippines, nagbago sila sa playoffs, Redmar. Hindi ito yung ONIC Philippines na nakita natin ng regular season.
Yeah, well, what ONIC is showing here has been a lot of growth. Whatever the results of their scrims has been leading into the playoffs, I feel like this is what we're seeing. We put a lot of focus on their jungling pattern during the regular season. Here is just that surprised, unabashed aggression in the river. Manggugulat lang sila na biglang mag-pick off sila, magpo-force sila ng mga laban na 4v2, 4v3. Parang nakakagulat lang ata para sa Falcons. And even for the teams that faced off against ONIC PH so far in this playoffs, that where is this aggression coming from and why can't we read them?
Yeah, I think it's coming from comfort. Kasi, and I say that because they're picking heroes that they have worked with before, like Katot Kacha, tapos meron kang Jushin. So, tingin ko yung pagiging kapisado ng ONIC Philippines, yung ganitong klaseng playstyle that gives them that aggression factor. So,
all right, here we go,
because you already know your calculations in your head
Game 4.
on which heroes you can kill or cannot kill, that gives you more leeway to be aggressive at the right moments.
So, we go back to one of the biggest questions we had at the end of the draft in the previous one, especially after what we saw. Is Super Friends still gonna end up with the juice in? Because I feel like if Falcons want any semblance of control in the center, they have to think of a way to make sure the juice in doesn't end up there. But surprisingly, it's actually ONIC who bans it out. This is something that I've seen about ONIC blue side this playoffs. When there's a pick where it feels like their opponent needs to address, because they want to pick it, they ban it out themselves.
Yes, so it will be the Paquito. So yung naging sagot dito ng Falcons kanina is still the Kalea. And they combine up with the Claude. And I think that's still a valid decision here mula sa Falcons. Ang tingin ko magiging sagot doon ng ONIC magiging babago na. They will not go for what they did in the game number 2, which is the Hylos and the Valier. So baka bumalik sila doon sa gatot na sa aggressive mid laner. Like Gord, for example. Well, Gord is not an aggressive mid laner, pero parang it kind of counts like that. Parang yung mga may constant na pressure pa nga. So, Falcons, they do have that, the Claude and the Kalea. Pero if ever, they can opt to go for the Kalea plus the Valentina agad. Kung sakali, kasi may chance din na yung ONIC kunin agad yung hero na yun.
Falcon says, we like the Claude, we don't want it to end with Savero. And instead of
Okay,
picking up the
Claude.
Kalea,
Suyu.
they want to pick up the Suyo.
They are giving the Kalea to Brusco.
Yeah.
And
You ready for this?
Well, I think ang kanilang gagawin naman is Valentina third pick in that scenario. So if you're ONIC, I think you're fine picking up the Harley agad. Harley and Kalea, tapos meron kang pakita sa gilid, parang sobrang aggressive na pwede mong paglaruan. At the same time, meron ding benefit na kunin na yung gold laner for ONIC Philippines for Savera against the Claude, which typically comes down to Harith or the Moskov.
Yeah. They'd be keen to pick up the Harith again, but
There's the Valentina.
there's the Valentina as expected.
And Kalea perhaps?
Get the Kalea. It's also one of their comforts. We talk about ONIC and comfort.
Yeah.
That is comfortable. But of course, this is a comfort as well, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And I think this is sort of ONIC telling Falcons, sure, get the Kalea. Yeah, we still lost that game number 2, but I think they're still okay with it. Because so far, it's been 2 games where the rotations early on of the Kalea and whatever pick Haji ends up with, which has been the Valentina, to them, it's like it's not good enough for them.
That's right. So, ang nagiging sagot dito ng Falcons will definitely be yung perhaps yung kanila maaga pick dun sa mid laner like a Gord para dito kay Haji. At the same time, pwede ka rin pumili na ng iyong roamer for Ogwen, which in this scenario, yung Kalea ay nabalik pa sa nila.
Falcons on the red side. I wonder if there's any chance that they're considering a Zetian a little bit later on.
Maaga pa dito sa isang Esmeralda. Ang pinaka-proud pa lang sila dito sa kanila dito is just
This
napakita
early?
mo ito sa lot of shields, so it makes sense. However, wala pa siyang directly kina-counter dito apart from that. What ONIC can do is to shift their focus. Hindi na sila mag-Harith in this scenario. Siguro, best na pwede gawin dito ng Falcons, magbaan ng Moscow, magbaan ng Clint, so that ONIC Philippines will be forced to pick up Harith or a weaker na goal laner.
Here's the thing though, I think there's a realm that maybe we'll still see Savero get a YSS here. And that's why I was thinking maybe Falcons would want to consider Azietian at 4. Because Yisun Shin, as we've seen ONIC do in the past, if ever they're up against a Claude, he'll really hold on to the turtle boat toss of the Mountain Shocker.
So, that is Yisun Chin and perhaps semi-fighter din na roamer, na jungler.
Yeah.
Like Fredrin or Guinevere and Leomord, that's right. Pero kasi may mataas chance maban yung Leomord ng Falcons. Whereas ONIC, ang kanilang pwedeng iban ngayon is their mid roamer options. In this case, it's going to be the Hylos. Probably Hilda na isang Kalea pa na iban na dito ng ONIC.
Yeah. Oh, seems like ONIC has such a really good pool of heroes that so far Falcons hasn't really been able to answer that. I feel like Falcons is wishing that your wishes came true where we get an extra pad in the second phase.
Ganun na nga. That would be great.
Nahihirapan nata sila eh.
Leomord, potentially the man para sa Falcons.
Okay, Leomord.
It is indeed going to be the Leomord. So, ONIC, parang may language na dito na nasabi sa atin na willing silang ibigay yung Kalea. But I think pwede pa rin namang ban yun. Apart from the Kalea, yung glue ay potentially din ay pwedeng iban dito ng ONIC Philippines that could be played in the roam role as well.
Yeah.
It's a safe pick then.
Yeah, and so far this season, Glue has been mainly a roamer. Not really an EXP laner anymore. But hey, you also mentioned the Hilda as one of the bans.
Okay.
ONIC. Falcons at red 4, either they show their mid or they show their roam.
Yeah. May option sila na kumuha ng isang Kimi para safe, but the Gord seems like a valid option din dito para
Gord is actually really good here.
So ang benefit ng isang Kimi is hindi naman din talaga ganun kadaling i-pressure, you can pick up the Wind of Nature para kontrahin yung
Go to Eve.
Pakito
Even though you have
later
a
on. And,
Valentina, Eve is still a
remember,
safe
yesterday,
picker.
this was also
There
the
you
hero
go.
that was used by Team Liquid. But it instead will be the Eve kahit ang composition dito ng ONIC may pang backlines. So now, you're looking for Savero hero na pang late game against this
YSS.
If they do go for the YSS na so far 100% win rate pa rin.
Undefeated.
Yep, undefeated. Ang
You need some
is
sort of-
isang parang Leomord-ish kind of jungler. So Nolan siguro
I
or
would think-
Guinevere.
Okay, let's see what Onyx gonna end up with. Lots of
I think
potential options. He
Gwen
also
will last,
mentioned
like
the
they say.
clip
Gwen will
earlier,
last.
and I think that's what
There
Falcons
you
is
go.
looking at. Oh, the Lance! Okay, taking a page from Ryzen and
Maybe
calling
Harriet? No, not
So
Harriet.
Lance
Bruno?
had it.
And the
Lance
Moskov.
Moskov. All right.
Moscow, okay.
If you are Falcons, you're gonna be looking for good catch. Maybe this time Kaja, or what if sila'y mag-Beleric dito sa composition ng ONIC?
With all the dive, with the Valentina on the other side, but the Valentina will most likely get the ultimate of the Eve. You need a solid, tanky front. You don't really need to go that fast, but it just can't be the Esmeralda frontlining.
Tanky na frontline.
Dapat tanky, oo.
Ang kailangan natin dito ng Team Falcons. May option ng Atlas din naman para sa kanila. Atlas Eve, napakalakas na kombinasyon pa rin. Hindi binante ng ONIC Philippines dito.
Yeah, that might have to change the idea though for Falcons with the Valentina having a chance to get the links. Oh, I did not think they'd actually consider this on the back of my head, but I have slightly negative feelings about this.
I share the same sentiments. Tingin ko kasi yung Kufra, hindi ito yung hero na kinakatakutan ng mga Lancelot users from before. Granted, meron ka ng bouncing ball for the dashes. I guess Ipakito hates playing up against this hero as well as Ramoskov, but Lancelot hindi ganun kalaking factor para sa kanya. Hindi din ganun kalakas ang Kufra sa metagame natin so as much as I want to say na maganda yung mga ganitong klaseng picks for Falcons, parang mas papabor ako sa ONIC Philippines.
All right, we're heading on to the next game. Casters, welcome back. San Juan Arena, make some noise!
All right. Not the draft I was expecting, especially the swerve there at the end. But hey, maybe it can work to even out the series here for Team Falcons. Akufra, Midnight Akufra.
Yeah, they dove too deep here on the side of Team Falcons. Like, I have a preview of like the top 5 best roamers that they could have picked up. It's the Kalea, the Khalid, the Glucho, and Kaja. We went past the glue and then went straight to Kaja.
What list are we? Where's the Kufra sit there?
Cooper's sitting at top 10.
Okay.
Literally right at the edge.
It's really for what? The Lancelot mostly?
Yeah.
The thing is, even though I do agree with Wolf, like there's a lot of like downsides with picking up this Kufra, but I do think having this tank in the front line with the Esmeralda that opens up the map, you are kind of okay just getting counter engaged on the roam.
And I just love tanks at the front line, you know, because that's the way you got to play it sometimes.
Yeah, because you need somebody to open up the map, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this Kufra allows for counter engage against the Paquitos, the Valentinas, even the Moscow.
Okay. And honestly, I feel like even with Falcons occasionally waiting for the opposing team to engage, it sometimes just really works in their favor because then they don't really need to force themselves out in order to put up that box, which I feel like we might see more so now in this game because they finally picked up a different mid lane, and that's going to be the Eve.
Yeah, so we literally see the box.
I just wanted to say they picked something else. But did it sound different to
Like
you?
finally, you know, like I honestly agree. Like finally,
okay.
we see a box, right? Like we see the Falcons box.
Yeah. And hey, but that's also partially because Super Prince has a Valentina, right? Mid lane though.
Whoa, bouncing ball stopping Brusco from getting out. But they're
Kiko
finalized.
damage.
What?
It's gonna keep him alive. King Kong instead finds a double.
Falcons can't just get a break, man, in the early game.
Yeah. So this is the downside of like having a Kufra in this metagame. Like you don't say in a fight.
Yeah.
As long as like the likes of the Glues, the Hildas, the Khalids.
You literally do like 2 things.
Yep.
Yeah. You
jump on in
and you ball.
and you ball.
That's it. After you ball, you're done.
You're done. You know, fighting for this first turtle. Falcons do have control of it. They'll take it, secure, that's fine. King Kong was getting his buff anyway, and he's got 2 kills up ahead.
Yeah, they didn't want to engage because you know the whole game plan for ONIC is just to scale in the late game. They have a Lancelot and a Moskov. Every single objective fight is gonna be hard for ONIC unless they take down the Kufu first. So Team Falcons, you know, Ogwin and Flap around objective fights when they're together, like the tank in the front line with the counter engage with the bouncing balls and also the Titan's Rage, then you're a lot stronger. But if they're split up, ONIC might, you know, find a way to engage.
And so what happened in the beginning was just a bonus for ONIC and them just really gaining an advantage they didn't need to work hard for, because Falcons were the ones who started that, I believe. And so you see how ONIC have been rotating, even just occasionally stealing away some camps from Falcons, but not necessarily into a major team fight that could happen.
Yeah, Falcons do a pretty decent job though, just finding the gold and XP they needed across the map. So despite giving those 2 kills over earlier on, you know, they're still in a really good position. This will ultimately lead them to being well equipped for that next turtle to go ahead and secure it again. And if they can continue to do that, then they put themselves in a good position to allow Super Marco to get where he needs to be on the Claude for this. And hopefully Kyle set things up too. Okay, that's a no-go. That's Brusco. But this is what you expect from Ogwin on this Kufra. He's going to see if he can make plays happen. Again, the big ones will happen when he has a flicker. Earlier, he had to burn it defensively, not to go down.
Yeah, that's I would say the benefit of having this composition from Team Falcons is that it's so stable. Like, you just have an overall game plan, a blueprint of how you want to play this game. You allow the Claude to just scale up. Team fights are very, you know, very methodical. Esmeralda opens up the game, and then the Kubra goes for a re-engage. All the while you have ONIC. This is classic ONIC, by the way. The risky composition where mechanics is everything. Like, the Lancelot has to find good angles against the Kufra. And then, you know, Savero, very sound Moscow player, has to be really profound with his dashes. And then you can also have that amazing steal from a Valentina, where if you get a Titan's ratio on Team Falcons, then maybe you get to outplay them.
That's the other thing we haven't talked about too much of, and this popped up even yesterday. You know, Savero, this Moskov is his hero so far. I mean, some of the most crazy plays he's been able to make throughout MPL Philippines Season 17 has been on the Moskov, and you see glimpses of that, so that's always something to take in consideration. Team Falcons starting up the second turtle, fighting for control. Kirk flickering out. They're fighting for the space. Super Friends holding on
no jump
to his own Kufra ult here. Brusco's pretty low. Pops revitalize.
Yeah, ONIC want to fight this time. Super Prince used the IMU already though, but that was the space they were trying to create, but they still fail to take the objective for themselves.
Retry from Kyle on the Suyo, not even hitting the turtle, and that actually has an advantage because, you know, your Retry is much bigger compared to the enemy jungler, so Falcons played that chill. Even it looked like ONIC was gonna outplay them, they played it stable. Again, it's just a blueprint gameplay from Team Falcons.
Yeah, they continue to do that for now. Around the objectives, this is also just kind of what you expect with this kind of lineup. Like you mentioned earlier, Brigida, this real-world manipulation with the Eve is great for Haji to kind of play around. So for ONIC, it's more so of how do we approach these team fights in a way of getting the advantage or the upper hand, of being able to pull back if we need to when the RWM is dropped down. And, you know, that's something that can help them secure a team fight. Also, they got to get in position to be able to do that. Now, yeah, Lancelot can go ahead and maneuver through those fights and everything else, but that's why potentially this Kufra is such a good pick, the counter pick, to kind of help alleviate some of that pressure that a Lancelot will do, even to an extent the Kirk on the Paquito.
Which makes the choice for Super Prince much more interesting, I feel. Because earlier when he picked up the Tyrant's Rage, I think it was just a way to get more space or buy time, but not directly through like creating space. It was just holding down one member. And speaking of holding down one member, Brusco, forced to use the Revitalize, gets to take the Unbreakable and stun Flap, but Flap is still alive! King Kong goes for the chase, though he's a SOE from Savero, joining in at the perfect moment. Kyle looking to be next, but he gets back to safety.
Dude, so Savero doesn't miss these SODs, and another double kill for King Kong.
Yeah, this is, again, the advantage of this comp from ONIC, the outplay potential. Even though it looked like Falcons were the ones dictating that tempo of that fight, Brusco held on.
Okay,
he was like, guys, I can sustain,
sleepy, man.
I can regenerate, we can fight.
This might be my
and then
last
the
one.
SOD came out.
I don't know, I can't do it
boy.
anymore.
Oh my lord, the outplays are actually real. Team Falcons, they're now starting to feel the pressure.
Okay, no SOD for Severo this time, but they get a turret even before this
I'ma go to
objective, which
sleep
ONIC might have
after
just
this.
let go.
Yeah, they don't
It's
care.
just Brusco right here. Ogwen doesn't have the Tyrant's Rage either. So that was just about it. A bit of info, but they still split up.
Yeah, look at top lane though. They don't care. Again, they're just looking to trade here for ONIC. They're waiting to scale up as well. So from the POV of ONIC, if you want to farm, sure, let's go farm. Because again, we get to the point where we can outplay you with this Moskov from Severo. And we've seen that even up against TLPH. This is not a problem for ONIC.
Kirk could be in trouble.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh!
Massive, okay, SOD doesn't laugh at the Tyrant's Rage! Coming in from Ogwen, made sure that Kirk could no longer run. Brusco getting slowed down, but he will still survive.
Kyle?
Yep, great pickup. Kyle, oh, he's going for Severo, not going to be able to get him. Good pickup by Falcons, RWM.
Whoa, that's a stolen RWM, but they see Ogwen charging, would not want to risk it.
Yeah, that's a good force on the side of Team Falcons. Even though ONIC sort of overcommitted onto forcing that trade with the SOD, I don't think it would have been a good choice anyway. They would have been fine with just split pushing the map, put Moscow on top lane, let the Lancelot farm. And Team Falcons, again, this is the way they want to play this game. They just go play Blueprint.
Oh,
and force.
Brusco didn't let that AOG onto anyone. Wasn't even able to create enough space. Kyle will go in. They take that Q1 in mid, and Super Marco will find Kirk.
Wait, what was the play there? I mean, you got both splits happening on top and bottom. I'm wondering what did he just want to clear out the waves and maintain the turret or what?
I don't know, man. Again, they're losing sight on what is important. Just farm King Kong, though. Oh, the dodge!
Kyle will be okay. Falling Star Moon from Flab, but the fight ends there.
All right, fight ends there. Again, mistake made by ONIC. So in this case, Falcons keeps control of the map, keeps things in pace for them, and they're built up for a really good take of this first Lord.
Yeah.
Unless ONIC wants to fight it.
Again, Team Falcons, they can actually just force any fight that they want. They have all the kits in the world. The real world manipulation, Esmeralda opening up, and the Kufra with a counter engage. They just have to be wary of the outplay potential from ONIC, especially with the dodges from King Kong. He dodged one Tyrant's Revenge on the Kufra earlier, so should just, be on point with the time against OD though.
Okay. It's still gonna be Falcons taking this first Lord. Brusco doesn't look like he'll get out of this. King Kong 2 will get punished. Winter Crown already committed. Brusco somehow finds his way out as Kirk will just try to clear out this mid wave.
Severo's he's knocking down turrets though. This is one thing that Falcons have to maintain. Yeah. That's a shield that gets bursted down too with that push that Severo's able to make happen. They want to make sure that they keep tabs on him. Yes, they've got the Lord. They can charge in towards the base here. But someone's going to have to go ahead and deal with this split push that's happening.
Yeah, I thought Ogwen was going to flicker on to the Moskov earlier. This guy has no Purify, by the way, so ONIC should be careful and should be concerned where the Kufra is coming from. Because again, there's a lot of ways for Falcons to just force a fight, engage, and jump on targets that they want to go for.
Yeah, Brusco has to really block off these Tyrant Revenge jumps.
Oh, they got the box.
From Ogwen.
Super Marco is massive right now too. 2,000 gold ahead of Severo. He's looking to go guns blazing when these team fights happen. So shield will go down in the mid. Super Marco also picks up the Wind of Nature now. So they're in great fighting form, and this lineup is going to let them kind of force a fight into the base if they want to.
Kachi using the RWM. King Kong goes in, Phantom Execution, AOG2 only lands on one, and the Unbreakable on Kyle as well. And they hold on to their tier 3 in mid. That's just a few hits away from being taken down though.
Yeah, bit of an, I would say, over defense from ONIC. They committed the AOG with stolen real world manipulation to clear the wave. They didn't punish the Kufra. However, they did force out the flicker on Haji. So maybe they use this time to force Falcons, but the thing is, again, this block from the Esmeralda is kind of annoying.
Oh, Thornroll gets to dodge that Tyrant's Revenge! Ogwen might get punished here, but Super Marco instead goes in! He gets pushed back just a bit and is forced to PMI out, but the SOD makes it inside the meadow in the play! He finds the kill on Super Marco, and he almost made it out of there alive!
There's King Kong. He can go back.
AOG gets dodged by Kyle. Kyle is still alive, but Kirk goes in with a knockout strike. But Kyle is in for the
Oh, King Kong!
Touches it with the Thorn Rose. But it's King Kong all alone.
Yeah, this is a good
Super Friends
match.
will make it though, but they'll probably lose all. Or this second base turret down bot.
Oh my lord. It was almost an outplay for ONIC. Again, this is the strength of this comp. But Kyle says, no, we can outplay too. That blade surge dodge on the AOG, able to take out Kirk afterwards. Because King Kong didn't have enough HP, he wasn't confident on going back, especially because they lost the vision on Ogwin.
Yeah.
And now Team Falcons, they get the control back, they get the tempo back, but man, again, this pressure, man, from ONIC Philippines, Team Falcons, they have to be careful with this Savero Moskov.
Oh man, if you fight for this Lord, ONIC's gonna just be pushed off of it, so they have to go ahead and find themselves in the defense once again. You know, I almost think, what if Savero had enough itemization for that fight, if he had a win in nature or something else? Eventually he's gonna get there.
Yep.
And Falcons are gonna have to watch out for that setup again.
Yeah, imagine they had to burn everything. Even Ogwin had to flicker on top of the Moskov because he was dealing too much damage. He was dismantling this formation from Team Falcons after taking out that Claude. So again, these are the things that Falcons has to worry about, the positioning of the Moskov. 10 seconds without flicker though.
Okay, Ogwin has an immortality too. Might go for some more riskier plays if he wanted to.
Ogwin.
And he's gonna jump on King Kong! Thorn Rose keeps him safe! And now they get to buy enough time to at least deal with the Lord for now.
AOG.
Goes in with the AOG though. Is it just more space too that they want to create? Because it seems like they're going in for the punish. There goes the Falling Star Moon in the real world! Ogwin fights multiple members, but he gets knocked back! Spear of Misery! Keeping them safe! And the knockout strike to finish the job, but it's Super Marco! Wanting to find Kirk!
He finds him now! SOD against
Savero!
Savero once again, can he do it this time? He did not! Kyle takes him out!
Oh my god, outplays after outplays. Super Marco was able to flicker out, but Falcons, they're not done yet.
Whoa, they're gonna try to end it here.
For instance, King Kong!
Marco's alive, they jump in. King Kong just wants to make sure the minions are out. He does get taken out of all places though, and Falcons bring us to a 2-2 score!
Nah, that was a good game.
Falcons still soaring, never giving up, despite the outplay.
That was a really good game.
They come up with a macro and an outplay of their own.
We've evened out
Okay, guys, I can't lie.
the series.
I gotta go to sleep. I'm so tired.
been a
I'll
back
watch
and
it later.
forth all
Sorry, guys.
evening long.
Good night. Good night.
A hell of a way for this lower bracket final to break out, man. Hey, and it was great to see a bit of a different draft.